I'm back.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Despite opposition from some business owners, the Denver City Council has passed a ban on the sale of flavored tobacco products. It includes menthol cigarettes and candy and fruit-flavored e-cigarettes. Councilman Chris Hines supports the ban.
To those who say this will harm businesses, let me be clear. Public health and economic prosperity are not mutually exclusive. Cities like Golden, Aspen, and Boulder have implemented similar bans and seen their economies thrive. Protecting our kids strengthens our community's foundation.
A flavored tobacco ban was passed a few years ago, but vetoed by then Mayor Michael Hancock. Mayor Mike Johnston supports this initiative. An early poll for Colorado's 2026 governor's race shows Congressman Joe Neguse in the lead among Democratic and unaffiliated voters with 20% support. Secretary of State Jenna Griswold received support from 16% of those polled, but 37% of respondents to the Healthier Colorado and Magellan Strategies poll say they're still undecided. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Things starting to clear up throughout the Denver metro before we hit that 10 o'clock hour. Still seeing some slowdowns in the downtown area. I-25 southbound, slower speeds between I-70 and Spear Boulevard. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from DIA. Over on the west end, we're still dealing with a crash. T-470 westbound on the off-ramp to I-70 eastbound should be clearing up soon. I'm Mark Swan with traffic.
Shop new deal drops now at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 30% off select major appliances and save big this holiday season. Lowe's knows deals. Offer valid 12/12 to 12/18. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Window coverings are the frosting on the cake. You need trusted experts to assure quality in design. You want dependable service, reliable warranties, and value pricing. You get all of that with the company Made in the Shade. Family owned and operated, all major brands, draperies, shades, high-tech options, even exterior rolling shutters. Serving South Metro Denver to Castle Rock. 720-458-6566. Or simply Google Made in the Shade.
Financial health is more than just really the investments. You have to look at tax consequences. You have to think about legacy planning or generational planning or your healthcare options. Those all go together with your financial health.
Join Matt Goolsby for Retire Hour to hear his team in finance, healthcare, estate, and taxes discuss changes in law, strategic planning, and answer listener questions. Submit your questions to be answered live on air at retirehour.com. Retire Hour, Sundays at 8 a.m. right here on KHOW.
Auto accident? Find out what your case is worth. Call Fuller.com.
We've become so much more than a fixed frequency from a radio tower.
Take your radio with you.
630 KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere.
A stream.
Good enough. Is my level good?
I like it.
Okay,
I like
good.
it.
Thank you.
He's tweeting about it.
Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino.
All right.
Stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Tuesday at 4, you aren't going to want to miss this. The iconic Peter Boyle's in studio the full 2 hours talking about everything under the sun and taking your calls as well. Join us then.
Just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life? Well, I posted part of what I talked about on the show yesterday about drones and what I called ADSB. I don't want to get technical, but it's a beacon that we all have to have on our plane that broadcasts where we are, when we are, how we are, who we are, all of it. And it all goes out automatically. As soon as you turn your plane on, it goes out automatically. And every plane in America, from crop duster to airliner, has to have one on there. And all I said was this: how silly and stupid can it be not to require that for drones? Drones are aircraft, no matter how you look at it, fly in the same airspace. Even though they're not allowed in certain airspaces, how would you ever know? There's no way to identify them. There's no identifiable N number. And electronically, that's what ADSB does. It sends out a signal 24/7, whenever the plane's on, where you are and who you are and what height you're at and all that. It sends it out. So now transponders are not like that. Transponders are just when they're swept by radar, they echo. That's what a transponder does. And radar does not cover the entire United States. So when you're out and about flying around, you don't know who's there. Now, here's the other thing. Even if you have radar on a tower, they can see the drones, but it doesn't identify them. The only time you're identified is if you have a transponder or ADSB, that ADSB beacon. So it's a very simple thing. If you're going to fly around, ADSB. Why? Well, why not? I mean, truly, it's such a simple solution. And then register the damn things. People say they are registered. No, they're not. Not the way aircraft are. Just register them and have an ADS beacon. And therefore, every time you see one, every single time you see one, you can tell who owns it and all about it. Okay, that's my 2 cents. Let's keep going. 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255. Kachina, Shannon, who's in the studio? Anybody today?
Yes, we have Dollar.
We have Deputy Dollar. Deputy Dollar, thanks for being there. We got Deputy D over here.
We do have Deputy Dollar.
Good. And Deputy D over here.
We got Bo here.
Oh, Bo.
And Bo.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks. She overlooked you there, Bo. Deputy Bo, Deputy Dollar, Deputy D, and we have Joe Chiano on the phone with MyMoneyMyWay.com. We'll get to in a minute here. He's talking about, putting your financial house in order as you get older. But Samantha's got an issue right now with something we hear about all the time. And I don't want to be jaded. I don't want you to think I don't care. There are cases where this is a true, real issue. Samantha, what's going on with you? Hello, Samantha. I'm Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom. I've talked to you a few times, but this issue is really kind of big to me. We have an infestation of black mold, and it is so bad that it is at one end of my townhome to, there's like 4 or 5 townhomes connected, and
what have you talked to me about before, dear? What have we talked about before?
I had a missing daughter at one point in time that was missing back when she was 16.
Okay. So anyway, you're in an apartment. How long have you been in this? How long have you been in this apartment?
I've been there for about 6 months. I've been there since June.
Okay. And when did you notice it?
The cupboard did not have any. They didn't have any shelving in it, so I used it like a storage cupboard. I went to go clean it one day to pull it out to try to get shelves put in the cupboard for me to store my food. And I smell a awful odor of mold.
Yeah.
I look up at the top of my ceiling, and it is infested with black mold.
That's disgusting.
So I start searching my whole house. I couldn't figure out why me and my son can't breathe. We have respiratory problems. And every time we turn the heat on, you can smell mold in the heat. When you run the water, you can smell mold in the water.
Hey, Samantha,
I have
did you
health come out.
Oh, wait. You had the health department come out?
I had the health department come out, and the guy who came out used to work for the Coalition for the Homeless.
Well, hold on. Just in a nutshell, what did they find?
They popped 60% moisture with black mold.
Okay, but what did they say? Did they condemn the place?
They issued management 30-day orders. Now, it's been a week, and management has not yet to come knock on my door and say, hey, when can we set a time up to fix it?
What did they say, though? What did they say about the order? In the order, I mean, what did they say? What did they order?
They ordered management 30 days to fix the issue.
Okay. And what health department what health department? What health department?
Denver Public Health.
Okay. So now it's only been a week.
It's only been a week, but I spoke to a woman who is on oxygen at the opposite end of my building. And I asked her, by any chance, do you have black mold in your unit? She said, yes, I have complained to public health numerous of times. I never had any problems with my health until I moved in this place, and now I am on oxygen with my son taking care of me. She said all they did was come in and paint over the mold, and now she has to have her lungs tested.
Okay, Samantha, I want to get our expert on about this. Did you have any mold spore testing done in the air?
They did not test my mold, but they could clearly see it was black mold.
Let me explain.
All over my
Samantha,
top of my ceiling.
Samantha, I get it. You're infested with black mold, but let me explain something. Whether you like it or not, whether anyone likes it or not, black mold, the appearance and the presence of black mold is not a health risk unless you touch it or it's in the air. We don't, but I think it might be in the air if you said you smell it when you turn on the heat. So hold on, put her on hold. I don't know if she's rustling around. I have no idea if she's on a carnival ride. Thank you. Let's get Marc Szymanski on to talk about this to see what's happening. Look, black mold's not a picnic. Now, I would say 9 out of 10 times, the black mold is not an issue. But it is an issue because it's there and it's disgusting, and you have to have it cleaned because you can't touch it and you can't disturb it. So you don't want it there. You definitely want to eradicate it. But eradicating it sometimes, Samantha, whether you like it or not, is painting over it. That's right. You kill it and then you paint over it. And people think, oh no, we got to take the whole house down to bare studs. I mean, that's just not true. Now, if we can't get Marc Szymanski, we can try Rock over at, let's see, our American Restoration. Thank you. That was a Biden moment. Isn't that terrible? We're forever going to have Biden moments now. He's going to be synonymous with this. Well, anyway, thank you. Okay, when I have a Biden moment, you have permission to play that. And then I'm going to sue you in my lawsuit for making fun of people at risk in a hostile work environment. That's what it is. Cash in, baby. Hey, on a serious note now, I'm going to go to Dwayne after the break. We got Joe Chiano with us. Joe, if you had to sum up your message in 2 sentences, how would you do it?
Safety and growth.
Okay.
Safety and growth. What we do at Become the Banker, we offer safety for people not to lose their money, and also growth potential for people that want to grow their nest egg.
And it gets more and more appropriate as you get older. Of course, I want to ask something that I've never asked before, and I want you to calculate something. What if, when your baby's born, and I'm serious, this is something that, people don't think about, but let's say your baby's born, and you get presents, and you get cards and checks maybe. Let's say you can squirrel away $5,000 for a baby. Now, nobody would normally think of a fixed indexed annuity for a baby, but they buy savings bonds, which are crap. So let's talk about it. I want to know if there's a baby who puts away $5,000, what happens at 60? I'm just curious. Do you think those numbers are impossible to run?
No,
is
I can do that.
Wait. You might tell me, $5,000 might be too small, is it?
No, I think it's perfect because see, the solution for that would be the Become the Banker life insurance policy. It offers growth, guarantees, and it will actually become a beautiful nest egg for that baby when that baby becomes 20.
I get it. Can you convert that? Can you ever convert that over to an annuity, or there's no need to?
Well, a lot of people do. A lot of people start young with an overfunded life insurance policy, and when they become 65 and they want to retire, you can take that lump sum of money from the life insurance policy and actually create an immediate annuity, just like Deputy Duck has, an immediate annuity that will pay out each and every month for the rest of the person's life.
Okay, then another question.
So if
you do have a baby and you wanted to start an annuity, you kind of shied away from the $5,000, saying it would be better for Become the Banker overfunding life insurance. What would be the amount you would have to put in to start an annuity for a baby?
$10,000.
Okay, I want to
do. And the money is really locked up Yeah.
Well, I know, but let's just say if it's a baby and you just put 10 grand away, what would happen like when the baby's older? I mean, do they have to be 65 to annuitize it, or can they be 50, 55? How old?
Well, they can, after 10 years, they can,
Okay.
when the child becomes 22 or 20, they can annuitize it.
Yeah, but
10
let's
years
talk
old,
about
they can
a
annuitize.
really long time. I want to know if somebody puts 10 grand away for their baby in an annuity with a bonus, what will it be at age 50 and age 60 and 65? I think it would be great if you could have someone run those numbers. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255.
Dunray Kitchens, Baths, finished basements, windows, and doors. Ready for holiday savings? Call now and save 12% or enjoy great financing specials on all services for select install dates.
Here you go, these two.
370 or drhi.com. Happy holidays.
Yep. All you.
All right, 888heating.com for the deep clean, just $45. 888heating.com. All you have to do is give them a call. But what I love about Garrett and his team, not only will they do that deep clean and keep your furnace running better, but if it's 15, 20 years or older, you know what? They can do a high efficiency at the best prices ever. No one can beat them when it comes to high efficiency or hybrid fuel. That means gas/electric, and especially if you have a solar system, and you get a tax credit on that if you put it with your solar system. But try it out. Give them an estimate. Let them give you an estimate. No one can beat the price. 303-770-2776. All right, let's talk about stuff that's really near and dear to everyone's heart, and that's estate planning. You need Dan McKenzie Law. He'll sit down and talk to you and come up with a plan for you. He is a boutique law firm. What I mean by that is they give you personalized attention, and they can handle trusts, offshore trusts. They can handle regular wills. They can handle LLCs, which can help transfer your property without the cost of a trust. They know about irrevocable trusts. They do it all. That's McKenzie Law. Dan McKenzie, someone we know and trust, and that number's 833-CO-PLANS. Now, he is local, 833-CO-PLANS, and the website, COPLANS.co. And if you're doing your bathroom, think about this. Sheet porcelain walls in your shower. Nothing is more beautiful, even various colors. One of the exclusive dealers for this product is RenewHomeInnovations.com. No plastic, porcelain. And there's no maintenance. It's beautiful. They do custom shower conversions, no thresholds, perimeter drains, seats, grab bars, soap dishes, wherever you want them. 303-904-2000. Get this, 2 or 3 days to put in, and you have 72 months to pay with no interest. Think about that. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
Yeah.
Now I'll make up that other one, okay?
Because the grudge. Do what you want.
You know, I had to do that because, okay, but I'll make it up. Never mind. You know what I mean.
You got it. No, I do know you.
All right.
Who's that?
Guy named Jesse.
Oh, no, I think the company got bought out. Like somebody else got.
And he needed that case to go record Sean Payton right now.
About his uniforms.
Oh,
But when he
don't
said
care.
he was a trainer,
Not at all.
I asked Dimitri for his number.
If I could rig it to explode, I would have.
Well, you don't like him.
Well, he's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had 3 guys out there.
If I can rig it to
Yep, and then he put rollers.
Since we're doing the bowl game, we confirmed that Thursday we're back with Coach Prime.
I wonder if I could.
I like that guy.
My video.
My life sucks. You do like Prime.
I've got some that I've cleaned up.
Just not Peyton.
Right now, I think I'm getting everything down gradually, but the lighting.
Uh-oh.
God, I was pretty happy.
What's he doing? Is he touching something?
So I get a good garage door.
No, don't worry about it. No, I'm serious. Dead serious.
Well, I am worried about it because I wanted it.
I'm not on the air tomorrow. I'm going to let
God.
do the show the rest of the week. But we could come over and play this.
Did you hear that?
Unless you're busy. I mean, we could do it for a half hour or so, or an hour. Yeah.
That would be a good name for your production company, Tom. Tom. Is he gone?
Somebody's asking for you.
Probably should.
You big douche, yeah. Tom.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great name for your production company. I didn't change anything.
Yeah, push any buttons.
Inc.
Leave those buttons alone.
Or work in progress production.
Good morning. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
You're the best. I wish you'd let Joe come over to your house. It would have been so much easier.
How can I help you?
But we know how you are.
You know, they had dead air yesterday.
Were you?
Tell you, yeah, I tried to
Put this thing on?
I know, and I asked her after. I said, "Have you ever done that before?" She says, "No." I was gonna try to. I did a jumped in after and try to talk to the guy, but
Later today, I'm giving people from Lima, Peru, a tour of the radio station. So if there is a hostage situation later, you know what happened.
Next week, and I got all of these repeat shows. I mean, I look at it this way: he can't screw it up more than what's been happening the last week with not showing, things not working and dead air.
Are you talking to Tom?
I think they should give Doc a shot at it.
A radio show? So we do on-air calls only? We
Think
don't
she-
do off-air calls?
And she's explaining this to you, Tom.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. So are you
Sir, we're
are
a
you
radio
comfortable
show.
going on the air with Tom
Stand by. Hang on.
to talk about
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now, we have Marc Szymanski with us from GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Now, Mark's a friend, and I've known him for many years. Now, I'll explain. He does all kinds of exterior stuff: roofing, gutter siding, soffits, fascia, windows, siding, and siding, decks, painting, fences, everything, right? But he also does mold remediation, and he does on the inside. He has that special going on now. He'll replace your wooden doors, your hollow doors with solid wood doors, and he'll do 2-for-1 on that. Or he can place, or if you also want, he can do your balusters and your railings from wood to metal, any part of them. So he's all around, right? So I've leaned on him a lot as my expert. I wanted to give that background. So Marc Szymanski, my question to you is very simple. She saw a lot of black mold. We've talked about this before. The actual presence of black mold, no one wants, obviously. It's not all toxic, but no one wants it. But if it is toxic and it's on the wall and it hasn't been disturbed, it doesn't necessarily affect your health. I'm not saying we want it there. Obviously, you can't touch it or disturb it. But the mere presence of the mold does not contaminate the air. Is that correct?
Well, it just depends on the level that mold is. If once it gets fuzzy, so you feel a little texture to it, and then there's a breeze in the air, there's spores going everywhere, Tom.
Got it. Now, what I want to know is, if you kill it, now, do you literally, when you kill it, do you scrape it off and then kill it and then cover it? What do you do? First, you have to stop the food source, right?
A lot of times, right, and so then, basically most of the time what we do is we encapsulate it. But if it's on drywall, it's better to cut the drywall out and just put new drywall there.
It's easier.
And, by the time you soak it with the different chemicals and such, and it's already into the drywall, it's just best to replace the drywall. You get to the wood studs of a house, well, then that's a lot more costly just to replace those. So that we usually go ahead and chemically treat it, encapsulate it, and then you can go back and put your drywall or whatever surface you have on top of that.
I understand. So you cut it out. with the drywall, you cut it out, dispose of it, and with the wood, the studs or the floor joist, you kill it and cover it.
Yeah, we can encapsulate it, correct.
Yeah, that's what I mean, with a special.
And then that point, then it's sealed. Yep, with a special chemical.
Yeah.
And that you need to be trained in to use, and then basically then you're able to cover that up with whatever.
Okay.
Again, if maybe
now,
it's
when
a
you do
basement
that,
open joist, and the basement's unfinished, you could just leave it like that.
Now, once you do that, does it then eventually clear out of the air?
Yes. Yeah, what we do is you do a negative airflow in your house is basically causing in the affected area. You make a tunnel to the outside of the house, so all the mold spores go out of the house when you're working in the area, so you're not contaminating the rest of the house. You encapsulate that area with plastic sheathing. You make it like a little cocoon type situation that you're working in, and then you do a negative air into that, so all the air goes out of one spot.
Okay. Now,
then after that's done, and after you've encapsulated, then you also scrub the air just to make sure the air in the house is clean.
Okay, now, if you do all of this, that's pretty good, but it takes a while and it takes effort. So what I'd like to know is it expensive?
I mean, it can be. If it's just a very small area, that's not so bad. But if a lot of houses affected, it can become very expensive.
Okay. The next thing then, you can't just go in and just cover it up. You got to do more than that. You got to kill it. Well, first you have to stop the source, which is water. Then you have to cover it, right? I mean, kill it, and then cover it.
And you have to kill it, cover it. Yeah. Exactly. Kill it, then cover it. And you should do it in a responsible way so you're not spreading the spores throughout a heavy concentration of spores throughout the space.
Okay. So how much would if she wanted to know about the air in her apartment, if it's making her sick, how would she tell me about the test? Would it be expensive?
So, we do a three area test. One is your balance that's done outside to see what it should read on the inside of your house, and then we do two other samples usually inside a house, and that costs $4.99.
Okay. So thank you very much, Marc Szymanski, GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. So Samantha, very quickly here. It's probably contaminated, your air, but what would really help you, although the health department may have done tests already if they ordered it cleaned up. Did the health department do air spore tests in the air?
No, they did not. They just put a machine up to the top of the ceiling, and it said that it was reading 60 to 65%.
Well, what kind of machine?
It had a little metal probe on it that they stuck to the ceiling, and as soon as they stuck it there, he's like, there's 60 to 65%. We will be ordering 30-day issues to have it fixed.
Okay. Well, like I said, they took care of that anyway. So now what do you want? Since the health department ordered them to fix it, what do you need now from us?
It's kind of ridiculous because this is not just the first segment that has been done on the coalition. I believe Channel 9 had did a segment on the coalition of
Now, when you say when you say, hold on. When you say the coalition, what are you talking about, the coalition?
The coalition for the homeless.
Is this how you got the apartment?
Yes, I have Section 8 housing through them.
Okay, since March, and it was through the homeless, and it was Section 8.
The Coalition for the Homeless.
Yes. Oh well, that's at least nice that they're helping you to get a place. But like you said, you need to get something that's not poisonous. And are they willing to do anything for you?
No, they're not doing anything at all. They refuse to even look at it.
Okay. Guys, any ideas?
And I have a son who has cardiac problems.
Okay. Everyone in the world who calls us on Section 8 or on government housing has health issues, or their kids have health issues, or they're near death or something. Everyone. They don't seem to, that doesn't seem to light a fire under their ass. It just doesn't. I understand it, and I understand your concern, and I would be too. And just because you got housing from Section 8 and the coalition doesn't mean that you don't deserve at least safe housing, for God's sakes. I get that, Samantha. But the coalition should be doing something if truly the place they're putting you in is unsafe. So if you need to leave there, do they have another place you can go to?
They would put me in another property that would be drug infested, which would not be good to my recovery. I have been 3 years in my sobriety.
And seriously, Samantha, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, you have to understand too that this is all done on charity, right? And on government funds. So there's a limit to what you can get. They're not going to put you in a fancy condo somewhere, okay? There's going to be some sacrifice. I'm not saying you should be around meth addicts or you should be in an unsafe housing development, but you're never going to get something perfect, never. And I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just trying to give you a fact of life. There's always going to be some give and take. So it's you and your child.
Yes, it's me and my child and my husband.
Okay. Now, what I'd like to know is what's the name of the complex you're in?
The Renaissance at Blue Spruce off of 6th in Quebec.
Okay. At the Renaissance. Okay. Now, does your husband work?
Right now, we are currently scrappers, so we drop my son off at daycare, and then we get in and out of dumpsters all day long to find metal to be able to sell to the junkyard. Okay.
So, I'll tell you what, we need to put someone on this to at least investigate what they're doing for you and if it's adequate, okay? We can figure it out. So I think Deputy D might make some phone calls. He'll get your number. Here's what we need to figure out, okay? I'm going to give you the priority. First, when will they get the apartment fixed and will it be adequate? Okay, because it could be potentially dangerous. Second, if they don't get it fixed, do they have alternate housing for you that's not drug infested? And basically, those are the things we're going to start with, okay? So you hang on, and we'll get someone to look into this for you. Did you have something to say, Dee, or not?
Yeah, Tom, I think, what do you think of this? I think I need to approach this extremely tactfully because if there is a perception that she is getting free government housing and then she got the government involved in this and then she's getting a radio show getting involved in this, I just don't want her to get kicked out because they'll get sick of dealing with her. And
no, that's true. That could happen.
So I need to be extremely careful.
Yeah, we have to be careful that we do not cause you more trouble. But we'll try to help you, okay? May I ask, Samantha, how you got our number or how you got our name to call?
I was able to remember that I talked to you a couple years ago when my daughter was 16 and missing.
Okay. Whatever happened with that case?
She ended up in the system, and when she turned 18 and aged out, they just kicked her to the streets.
Where is she now?
Homeless in Denver.
Oh, my God. Are you trying to help her too?
I can't have her around my son or they'll take my son from me because she's an active fentanyl user now.
Oh God. And you were an addict too, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? Isn't it how that stuff is just so insidious and can get into families and just rout them out? All right, hang on. I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. DenverRegen.com. Remember that site because they are doing tirzepatide and semaglutide for weight loss, compounded, and it comes with all injectable materials and the drugs and doctor's visits, all starting at $295 a month. You can go into the holidays confident. You'll still enjoy food. It just is like magic helping you eat less. DenverRegen.com.
Yep.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth
What do I
K-House
have here?
Studios.
You have 1045.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary.
Oh, Sheridan Auto Tech didn't stay up there?
No, I'll take it though.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by
What
Lowe's.
Really clearing out throughout the Denver metro.
That's it?
That's it. That's probably why it got deleted.
Okay,
Highway
thanks, man.
speeds after a busy morning. We're seeing similar trends up north to Fort Collins and down south through Castle Rock to Colorado Springs as well. Back to town, I-70 east and westbound, easy driving to and from DIA out west into the high country. Watch out, I-70 east and westbound, still seeing some intermittent closures through the Veterans Memorial Tunnel for rockfall mitigation work. I'm Mark Swan with traffic.
Only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500. Discount on eligible product only and reflected in quote. Restrictions apply. See Pro Desk for details. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to terms.
All right. You know what I like? I like Sheridan Auto Tech and Uncle Kevin. Absolutely a great guy. Kevin Calkin. Now, here's the deal. What he does is he will do pre-buy inspections on used cars and give you an honest assessment. He says about half of them turn out to be not worth buying. And it's all like $125, I think. Oh my God, what he does is unbelievable. He also does regular maintenance and repairs, heavy and light. What you need to do is check him out, even electrical repairs. He's on Colfax, west of Wadsworth. Come on, it's well worth the drive no matter where you are because you don't have to go in every day, right? SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. How much time do I have, bro?
Thank you. Like 4 minutes.
I'm going to go get coffee.
It's okay if you don't come back.
Do you want something?
Oh, no, thanks. That's very nice of you. I'm also going to connect her with some of my clients who have small quantities of scrap metals that are too small for my company.
Good. Oh, I got a card for someone that wants to talk to you. He's in the trash business.
Oh,
real trash business.
Do you know what company?
Aspen something, but they're from out of state, but they're growing.
I'd love to.
And he says, we come across recyclables. We don't do them.
Oh my God, that's my best source of referrals, and I can refer my customers trash.
Hard in my wallet. He really said, have him call me. And then
Gavin Newsom is the coolest retarded person I've ever seen.
That's a really bad description.
No. He's cool. He's hip. He's kind of, he reminds me of some of my relatives. That he's just slicker than snot, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, none of my family were asses, but they were slick, man. Hey, man. It was kind of a McConaughey before he came in. Hey, man, here's what we're going to do. Here's how we go. He's cool, but he's retarded.
Mentally.
Claims he was working the system like this Department of Government Efficiency thing long before they came up with it. I'm not doing that. I did it very bad.
Sure he was.
No, we were talking about it at the French Laundry one time, about how we got to save money.
Have you been to the French? I've been to the French Laundry, okay? I'm a fucking spoiled little rich bitch.
Yeah.
And my family went to Napa and...
To get their car fixed?
That's very funny.
Thank you.
We did not. Not the rental car that we had.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes.
It was a really good meal.
I love a good $90 appetizer.
It wasn't that pricey.
Okay. There's a place I hit in Arizona that had $90 appetizers, and we did it.
I get that I'm stupid when it comes to cars. Okay? I get it.
Yeah, that's not. I was just being funny. There was a pause. You said Napa. There was a pause. It was.
Scott,
I
think I'm
have
gonna go
been
over
to the
Tom's
French
house
Laundry,
on
and I
Friday.
did
Fantastic.
have the filet.
I would do it.
Weren't you supposed to go over there last
It was not bad.
That had to be 125 for the filet.
Something happened.
Oh.
50?
Maybe he was here. No.
Like,
Oh no, I texted him, and Tom said, "I'm going to be in the studio." And I didn't really want to come because that would be 2 car
Myself
guys and Doc.
And my husband.
So
No, my husband had the lamb.
And you know something, Scott? I don't like the float. And then Kelly said I could go on the floating mic. I don't really like that. I guess I'm getting spoiled because I can't hear what's going on.
Everything is
So
like.
I figured, well, there's too many people, and I mean, Tom sent.
I don't even know. I'd have to look at the menu.
Because one of the car guys didn't show up, so I could have. Yeah.
I can
But
tell
I called
you
in. I
exactly
think I
what we
called in.
got.
Oh man, it could be $400 a person.
But Dimitri's going to go to that condo meeting on.
That's on the high end.
Bo, I have that meeting
Friday.
at 1 o'clock on
So
Friday.
I'm going to go over to
at
Plus,
Lou's condo.
plus it's in like Yountville, if I remember correctly. I don't even.
Come in Friday. Get your food. You came in last. Oh, you didn't come in last
Thomas
Friday.
Keller was the,
Oh.
chef. We had a really
College
good bottle-
fraternity?
Really good bottle of red wine.
What's the name of the fraternity?
All right, is what's his name back?
The SAE house.
Who knows?
I hear him
Oh
slurping.
man, those guys were partiers. I knew one of my best friends was the president of the SAE house in Greeley.
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I just want to say, if I can mark this day on YouTube with no technical difficulties, all of the morons get cars. I'm going to be Oprah. And you're all going to get a car. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. Hey. All right. That's funny. 303-713-8255. So, 8255. Now, we're done with Samantha. We're not done with her. We're giving Samantha over to Deputy D. Now, Dwayne, what is your question about chimney sweeps?
Hi, good morning, Tom.
Hey.
Hope you and the crew are having a good Tuesday morning.
Yeah, you know what? I love
Dan,
this
my
time of
question-
year because people are laid back, looking forward to the new year. And I just think people are in better moods all the way around.
Right, and my issue seems so trivial compared to Sam's, but
What's
I went
going
on your website, referral.com, and I was looking for a chimney sweep, and it turned up no result.
I know it was very difficult. We had one time. Didn't have good luck with that. Okay, tell me this. Do you really need a chimney sweep? What are you looking for?
Well, I have a rental place that I've owned for 20 years. It's never been swept, I'm ashamed to say. And there's an insert in there, but my tenant started a fire last week, and all the smoke blew back into the house. And
Now,
regardless,
I will say that. Now, where is it located?
In Lakewood, Colorado.
Okay. Now, I do know there are some people that do duct work that do it. And I'm not sure if our duct people do it, but it's not brain damage. It's just that you need someone insured. You can end up in very big trouble. That's really important.
Sure.
And of course, you want someone that actually does the job because there's no way for you to know if they did or not, really. So I'm trying to get some recommendations here from other sources. I'm looking at my duct cleaners too, but it's really the ones we had. I shouldn't say that because people might remember them. Some of them were not. They weren't bad. It was just a bad industry. But there are.
Tom, I have a question for Dwayne.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Dwayne, this is Bo. Your chimney, is it Is it a masonry brick chimney, or do you have a steel liner inside to the chimney?
I'm going to assume it's masonry.
Hey.
It was built in the early 80s.
Okay, is it possible that your damper, that the fireplace damper could just be in a closed position?
We definitely checked that one.
All right.
Okay.
I
And
have
then
an
the
idea.
top of the, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to have them check the top of the chimney. Might have a bird nest or something obstructing it that would be simple to look at, just
Yeah, but
getting
that's
up on
kind
the
of
roof
dangerous.
and checking.
And these guys, listen, I found a company that totally by searching, they have a 4.9 and they've been around for 7 years. There's another one that has 5-star. I always want to see how many reviews. The one that has 4.9 has 236 reviews. Now, you can't fake that. Another one has 5-star reviews, and they're 146. You could do worse than that. Now, this is definitely 236 reviews, 4.9, 7 years in business. Their name is Denver Chimney Cleaning. Wait a minute. Hold on. There's another one. Holy crap. There's another one with 390 reviews, and they're all 5-star. Holy crap. That's called Crown Up Pros. We should hit some of these up to be on our referral list. I mean, when you have 390 reviews and you got 5 stars, again, I'm not a big guy for reviews unless there are a lot of them. Now, you can tell if they're faked or not. I try Crown Up. They look pretty cool. They look like a bunch of young men. And really, how do I put this? They look like hardworking young people, but man, do they have good reviews. Really good reviews. And then, so that's Crown Up. Do you have a pen or do you have something to write with?
No, I can remember that. No,
Crown Up. And the other one is, Denver. Yeah. So that's what I'm telling you, those two have the best ratings for the amount of ratings. Denver Chimney Cleaning and Crown Up.
Perfect. Tom, get one of those on your referral list.
I got to, man. Last time we didn't have luck, but these guys are showing some good stuff here. I'm Tom Martino. Hey, can I accuse you
Now,
of Biden moment?
Impact Traffic.
Why is that? What happened?
The red-pilled America.
Really clearing out throughout the Denver metro for the late morning commute. I-25 north and southbound.
Who the fuck knows when you're going to stop talking? Who?
Through Castle Rock to Colorado Springs as well. Back to town,
Thank you. Stand by.
To and from DIA out west into the high country. Watch out, I-70 east and westbound. Still seeing some intermittent closures through the Veterans Memorial Tunnel for rockfall mitigation work. I'm Mark Swan with traffic.
Everyone can agree that bullies are bad, but is there anything we can learn from them? This week on Red Pilled America, we tell stories of people facing off with bullies and the valuable lessons they've learned from them. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Okay, Red Rocks, roof and solar, an emphasis on solar. These solar people are great. Why do I like Red Rocks Roof and Solar? Well, they know about your roof, so when they do the solar system, they don't hurt the roof. And when they sell you a system, they're actually the company that does the work. So many just sell contracts and move on. These guys do the work, and they can also do the service. Installation and service. They'll service any solar system. And they do commercial systems. In fact, they know how to get them paid for. 100% or more, believe it or not, with government grants. Check them out for anything solar. 303-704-2449. 704-2449. RedRocksRS.com. This is open enrollment, and it's going to be coming to an end. You need to call Integra Insurance to get your health insurance. Now, listen. People think, I'll just shop around and go direct. You don't save money going direct. Did you just hear me? You never save money going direct. Now, Integra are experts, licensed professionals that go on and off the exchange to find the right plans for you. You tell them what you need. They can even refer you to Medicaid if you're a candidate, and they know when you qualify. Also, Medicare supplements, whatever you need. All health insurance, 303-466-5500, 466-5500, Integra, Integra, integrainsurance.com.
That time I knew. Oh, man, are we hearing that this Madison shooter was actually a girl transitioning to a boy?
If that's the case, they won't publicize it.
And they are not.
They're
But
really
is
starting
it
to
true?
lock it down.
But is it true?
Theoretically,
true.
I'm hearing rumblings. I hear the police chief saying, "What difference does it make?" Which almost implies that it's true. But if a girl's taking testosterone, there's your motive. Gosh dang it! Stay off the hard stuff, sugar booger.
Sugar booger. Sugar booger.
I'm thinking about transitioning to something. I'm just not sure what yet.
Have you tried talk show host?
Oh, God.
Hey, was somebody?
That was
okay.
mean.
Okay.
That was
All
mean.
right.
What?
All right.
What are you going
all
to do
right.
from that far away?
All right.
Put that on the list, Tom.
Wow.
Now it's on. Son of a bitch. And you I like. Can you believe that? Of all the people. Why is Dan having Peter Boyles in tonight?
Because.
It's a really cool question.
Yeah.
And they've been friends for a long time.
Sure.
And Peter is bored. And he had a very big part of the JonBenet
Yeah.
Ramsey kind of thing.
I had him
So
on.
I think they're
Yep, we heard.
So I think they're going to talk about that. I think they're going to talk about a lot of different stuff about the election. He's a anti-Trumper,
Yeah.
so that'll be interesting.
That'll be interesting.
I will text the text line.
I didn't know
urging
that. I've
him-
always wanted to meet Peter Boyles.
Can you?
Yep. I
Will you do that?
Never met him?
Awesome.
Hey, Bo. It'll be a big letdown.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
It will.
No.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just
I've
kidding.
listened to that.
I'm just kidding.
I've listened to that old codger since the 80s.
No, he's cool.
Oh. That's a big letdown. Peter Boyles in studio to hang around.
Oh.
Hey, Tom, did you hear the good news
No, it's it.
in my life?
Did he get a job?
No.
Oh.
He got released from unemployment.
Release.
Apparently it's fine. Yep. Apparently it's finite, and you only get a few months to find a job, and if you don't, you just get utterly released, and we can't reapply until next May.
Can he get a suntan and put on a sombrero?
Oof.
Wow.
Well, he does have a nice ass.
I'm just saying.
That's a job getter.
He could pretend he's he could pretend he's here illegally and get benefits.
Clean a window
Well,
at a
you know, that's
stoplight.
the only way you can get benefits these days.
Nice ass.
You can't be honest about it.
God,
But
Kelly.
if you do need anything, if you need me to clean your house, I'm open.
Just let me know when you're having a yard sale. I want some of that stuff in your basement.
Okay.
I'll trade you ramen.
We might take it.
I bet. Desperation is hot. Stand by.
Talk Station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So let's go back to Joe Cano. I asked him, he is with mymoneymyway.com. I asked him what would happen if you have a baby, and let's say you put it away for, age 50, age 60, 65, and you put 10 grand in, the minimum, in an annuity way back. Now, I'm not suggesting you do it. I have no idea. I've never actually run this math. What does it look like, Joe, in a fixed indexed annuity?
Amazing numbers, Tom.
Okay,
amazing numbers.
Let's hear them.
At age 50, the $10,000 that a grandparent or a parent puts away for their grandchild or child will become $170,239. $10,000.
That's at 50?
At age 50 will be.
All right, I want to hold on. I want to come back to more, and then I want to talk about income right after this.
Thank you.
Long break now, right, Scott?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to call this HVAC company while I'm in here.
Here's what I'm thinking.
If I can find my goddamn phone.
I'm definitely not going to be here Friday, okay, so I should get pizza. Shouldn't we? Okay.
If it's okay with you, I'd like to take a little bit of a break.
Oh, yeah, no problem. No, thank you. Yeah.
You're gonna love that fish. I had too much of it.
No.
You'll never not be a little crazy. Ooh.
Good, I'm there.
Oof.
All right, my order. All right. I just have to modify our order. Take that, and then take away the edit. Take away the... that.
What is whispering?
Hi, is Mammy in today?
Pepperoni's good, though.
How about
Mammy?
this? Do you hear this story?
Pepperoni and
That they
and then extra cheese.
blew up some Russian guy with an electric scooter.
My name is Bo. I'm calling from the Troubleshooter Show, AM 630. I talked to him yesterday.
No.
Here we go. Update card. They always default to pickup. You don't watch it.
Yeah, if you want to just pop a message to him, I can tell you why I am calling.
We might go hungry.
Okay.
Here we go, please.
How does anybody how is Richard Blumenthal still in Congress?
It's our holiday,
Well,
man.
lack of term limits.
One time
How do you
I
lie
didn't
about being in
catch
Vietnam?
it and went to
That's
pick up,
just
and then
okay.
she said, she called me and said, I know you want me to deliver this. And I said,
Happens. Oh my God.
Hello, Manny.
20.
Hey, this is Bo from the Troubleshooter Show. I called and left a message regarding a service call you guys did last week
and
for
I said
Gary.
I had to slightly digitize, and so this is what they recommended.
No, they haven't reached out, and I'd like for them to see if we could just get this resolved. This is the job where
so it just has
Levi got your tech who installed the inducer blower on a Goodman furnace, and there was nothing wrong with the motor.
and it's taken away.
So we're just looking, we want to get your side of it, but basically he's just looking to get a discount off the bill.
I mean, that is the job now.
And I can give you the invoice number.
I'm trying to figure out.
We'll see.
We're
not going to bother with that radio up there. You creep. And if it's not, I swear to you, it's got to be something that I have no control over. It's because their signal comes to me.
Anything is better than yesterday.
Here's what it does.
A little bit.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's so weird. As many remotes.
And apparently your customer came in and talked to a person by the name of Harry.
Because I think I'm going to eliminate this and this. Really, I am. So, only difference.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing so much right now.
A little giddy that.
No, that's right. Well, with no long trip. Yeah, right from here. When I went to the station. So, but I'm not taking.
Yeah, and this is my personal cell phone.
I'm gonna keep him for now. But
Let me give it to you in a nutshell. You guys charge $3,200, and we've been negotiating back and forth. But I think if you guys could just take $1,000 off the bill, I think this would make everybody happy.
We got 2 minutes. All right. Yeah, we'll see.
Because he does have the right to dispute the credit card for the whole amount. And
I don't know why I'm laughing so much.
Could be successful in that. So I think if we could take $1,000 off, that would.
Where are all the morons?
That's what I'd like to do. To try to negotiate as a consumer advocate to negotiate.
Vacation.
Come on, man. Where's all the chatter? Hey, I'm not getting my chat for some reason. Welcome to chat. Okay. I had to upgrade to get this. Now, what's the difference? Never mind. I'm not asking Shannon anything.
What do you need from me?
Nothing at all. That's what I mean. Nothing.
It's so weird. I'm doing the one thing that just works every time, sending audio to a transmitter.
Don't. You just.
Start. Don't start.
I'm going to have to bring some milk in the studio so I can have some coffee.
Yeah, we used to have like creamer or something in there, but I think Susie can get it all the time.
Oh.
Am I not being seen on the chatter?
I like coffee, but I got to have milk in it.
I can see you, Tom.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know why I find this so funny. I really do.
I'm sorry, what was that? Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Come running just as fast. Troubleshooter's gonna help come and make.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We're taking any and all calls as we wind up the year, as we head toward Christmas, and as we are set to take a few days off here and there. We want to clean out your house of problems. Clean out your house. Anything lingering, let's get rid of it. We got deputies. I've never had such a good group of deputies in my life. I mean, I've had experienced business people, either still working or retired and doing things on the side that are smart, capable, and tenacious. Now, any one of them could do the show, and I mean it. Is if they were just a little better looking and had a better voice and more command over the English language and a little smarter and they dressed better, they could do it. Uh-oh. I didn't get any comments on that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Deputy Dollar, you're curiously silent, and so is Bo and Deputy D and everyone else. But in any case, let's talk to Joseph Cano, Certified Financial Planner. Now, again, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this because I like Joe, and I trust Joe. And also, it's kind of weird, but I have certain things I have to say on the air. Do you know why? Because since I got registered myself as a financial advisor, I was notified that when I talk about anything, Vestera Turnkey even, it's not a security, but you have to make certain disclosures, okay? And so with Joe, got to make certain disclosures, even though Joe is not dealing in a security. And one of the disclosures I can make with Joe is that it's one of the few products that is absolutely guaranteed, and you're allowed to say guaranteed as an investment because it's backed by private insurance companies with like a 100-year history. And whenever you have bonds or other things backed, you can say they're guaranteed. If they're guaranteed, you can say that. Now, I'm talking to Joe because I asked him what would happen if you put 10 grand down for a baby and you just let it sit there until the baby, and I don't know, how old did you figure the baby is, right, Joe, when you did this?
What you said 50, 60,
no, yeah, but how old did you, were you figuring the baby at a year old or less than a year or whatever?
No, just a brand new
baby.
Brand new.
Okay. So
brand
I said, what would the baby have at 50? Baby. What would the baby have at 50? What would the baby have at 60? What would the baby have at 65? So go ahead. Let's talk. I want to talk about the account value. Then I want to talk about the monthly check. So let's take age 50.
That's right. Okay, age 50, that $10,000 will convert into $170,239 guaranteed. Now think about that. Now, the income stream that child will get at age 50 from that amount will be $5,703 each and every year for the rest of their lives. Think about that. So if they live to be, let's say, 20 years, let's say 70, they made twice the amount of money that the grandparent or the parent invested to get this annuity started.
So
now,
hold on. They're making about $440 a month in income when they are 50.
When they're 50, guaranteed for the rest of their life.
Got it. I get it. Now, let's go to age 60.
At age 60, the numbers get better. $308,232.
Holy
that $10,000 will become $308,232. That's almost $500,000. Well, it's over, $250,000. And their income stream will be $13,408 every year
more than
for the rest of their lives.
More than $1,000 a month in
more
income.
Than $1,000.
I wonder what it would be worth up there in the future, though. Because you always have the cost of inflation and expense. But anyway, keep going. What else? 65.
Right at age 65. $459,436.
Holy
that
crap.
$10,000 will turn into $500,000. Think about that. Guaranteed. And their income stream will be $22,283, almost $2,000 a month for the rest of their lives. Only $10,000 can get that child that.
Wow. That's incredible.
And at let's go to age 72. At age 72, Tom, that $10,000 will become $644,348. So if they want to cash it in, that $10,000 will give them well over $500,000, but if they want to have an income at that point for the rest of their lives at age 72,
do you get compounding with this?
Yes.
Okay.
It compounds at 2.75% every year.
Okay. And one of the things I wanted to make sure, and again, you know, there is a place for practically every investment vehicle in the world. Now, there are certain ones that are more dangerous than others I would recommend against. And of course, there are private things you got to be careful of. So I want to say that. So there's a place for everything, but there's always a cost, or there's always, when I say risk, not necessarily a risk of losing, but risks of missing out on other things. But as you get older, the risk of missing out is less important to you. And so, you know, in other words, if you want an annuity as you get older, they get more important because the guarantees are more important. And I've always said this, with an annuity, you do, if we're going to be totally transparent, you sacrifice a bit of upward movement if the market is doing great. But again, you don't have to risk the downward, but you risk some of the upside that you don't participate in. You also could risk not investing in something else, like, you know, a stock or something. But then again, those stocks carry risk of going down as well. So, but as I said, there's something for everyone in every vehicle. The important thing is knowing, Joe, I think, how much of your portfolio to allot to different things and when to do it, right? Not just how much, but when.
That is right, Tom. You know, and also you got to remember, well, what I think is, you know, as a financial planner, you need to take into account, you know, the consumers, you know, whether or not they want to risk their money, their risk tolerance. I call it risk tolerance. Right. You have to understand that some consumers may be young, but they don't want to lose any money. So they're not suited for a security. They may be better suited for an annuity that guarantees them. So it's up to the client. It's not to the financial advisor. We are the financial planners that can help people by guiding them based on their goals and objectives in lives and their risk tolerance. I mean, let me ask you this. If I was to ask you, and you may be different, you know, but I mean, if I were to ask the average everyday consumer, how much money can you afford to lose? What do you think the majority will say, Tom?
You know what? None.
Zero.
Yeah. No, I would say that. I don't want to lose money.
Yeah. I mean, so people are really adverse of losing money. So you see, when they buy a security, they are actually walking into the fire because they could lose money. It's almost like gambling when you go to Las Vegas. I mean, you can put a quarter on the machine with the hopes that you're going to make it big. Okay. But a lot of times you just keep putting quarters in and quarters in and quarters in. So an annuity is a totally safe investment based on the client's needs and objectives and their risk tolerance that they may have.
Okay. Now,
does that make sense?
Of course it does. And again, we'll talk about all of this with the associated benefits or risks, if there are risks. And I talked about upside risk. We can take a look at what money would do in a fund. You know, here's what's really funny. When we talk about an S&P fund, if you can find a good indexed fund, truly, there are some. And then you can take an amount and invest in it. almost no one, because of their financial advisor, leaves them in it. And that is where risk comes in, is where people get nervous with ups and downs in the market. If you leave it, you have a better chance of making money. But even if you leave it and you're making money, as you grow older, you convert it. You convert it. And so that's the secret. When do you convert? And that is what people need to know. They need to know their own time horizon and their own desires. We have more coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, wants to tell you, how much you can sell your house for based on his 30 years of experience. This complete sit-down analysis, or on the phone, it is complete with your neighborhood, the comps, the size of your house, the interest rates. He'll let you know. And he's pretty dang accurate. It's not an appraisal. It's what it will sell for based on his experience if he lists it. And there is no obligation whatsoever. Get your analysis, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
BetMGM, the sports book in Vegas. Download the app today and discover our new look same game parlay product. Live bet tracking, parlay quick betting, and more. Please gamble responsibly.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-792-0051. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-792-0051. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-792.
There you go. 1008.
Being silly.
Ish. I hit the wrong button.
See that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-792-0051. 800-792-0051 or biglou.com.
Okay, now let's talk about bathrooms at a discount, which is usually not something you do because bathrooms are known to be some of the most expensive rooms in the house, but with discountbath.com, they're going to change your mind. I'm serious. You know, Chris and his team do a great job. They're so confident about their prices and quality. You go on the website and look at them, right? Their gallery. But you can also get a price without them coming to your home. What they'll do is gladly send you a link that you can upload video to. Do it. Discountbath.com. Then you can take the video just with your cell phone, go out and look at the hall room bath you want to redo. Maybe you can even narrate something like, I'd like to do this, this, and this, or just show it. They'll have suggestions. You can go to the master bedroom, the Jack and Jill bedroom, or maybe the one roughed in the basement that's still unfinished. Whatever it is they can do at a discount, discountbath.com. And if you want to call them, of course you can. 720-979. Hold on, there it is. 979-2322. All right, fixmyhome.com. Fixmyhome.com is Fix It 24/7. That's the website. Fixmyhome.com. Book now. What are you booking? Well, you can book an extreme clean for $39. Take the dirt and grime out, the number one killer of furnaces, add efficiency and longevity. Or you can book a free second opinion. Somebody tells you need a replacement of anything, a water heater, a panel upgrade. Maybe they tell you need a furnace or AC. Get a free second opinion. No call charge, nothing. Fixmyhome.com. Book now.
Remember.
How much time, sir?
Diddy's 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I don't know. Go.
Shut up.
I don't care.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So at noon, you got to answer the door.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Diddy's attorney's wife is Luigi's attorney. Diddy's attorney's wife is
I thought
Luigi's
that was J-Lo.
Diddy's attorney's wife. Diddy has an attorney. That attorney has a wife. That wife is an attorney. That attorney is Luigi's attorney.
Gotcha. He's still married to J-Lo, right?
Not Luigi? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there celebrity-wise. Diddy's attorney's wife is Luigi's attorney. That's right up there with, I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son. I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes.
Okay.
Hey, Shannon.
Sounds interesting.
Shannon. Shannon.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? It's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Sorry, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So anyway, we're talking about your life, your liberty, your pursuit of happiness. I got some texts here, and I'm going to go to those. And this is, somebody wants to know who has smaller hands. Me? Oh, come on. I'm not going to get into that. That's code, isn't it? I think Shannon has the smallest hands if we're going there. He has tiny, 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 tiny hands. Shannon, what do you think? Should never talk to a guy who's controlling the airwaves like that, I guess. Listen, more on, let me just take this because it's important. More on estate planning. I have a little story here that people somebody texted me. A guy did a quitclaim deed to his son. And he said, when I'm about to die, I want you to file it so we don't have to go through probate. And he let me know that his dad is on his deathbed. And do you know what I told him? Whoa, what did I tell him, D? Go on. Maybe
You said don't do it because of the tax consequences.
Don't file it.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do I have to say this? I want you to tell me why. Because if you file it right before he dies, whatever price he paid for that house becomes your basis. You get to add in some of the improvements and all that he did, but still, it's going to no doubt be a lower basis than when he dies this week or next week. Because if you do the quitclaim before he dies, you can't do it after. If you do it before he dies, then what happens is you get his basis. So let's say he bought it way back when, bought it for 200, maybe, no, let's say like 100, 110. And now it's 500. You're going to have a problem because you're going to have capital gains. Now, let's say, if you turn it into your own house, you can get an exemption on capital gains up to a certain amount. But why bother? Because if you keep it longer and longer, no matter what, you're always going to have a lower basis. So the better way to do that, if he's still alive, and I hate to be morbid, but you said he's still alive, have him now do a beneficiary's deed. You can do that on your deathbed. A beneficiary's deed will do what you wanted to accomplish and more. It will keep it out of probate. So when he dies, at that moment, the house transfers to you. And it transfers on today's basis. So let's say the house is worth $500. Now, if you want to sell it, you're going to get $550, whatever. You know what? No tax. Now let's say, you're going to have a little above the basis. But now if you keep it in your name and you want to live in it for a while, then you have a higher basis to start, and you'll almost never exceed the exemption on top of that. So that's the way to do it. And I'm sorry that your dad is, as you say, on his deathbed, but that's really the way to be safe when you're doing stuff like that. Now, somebody asked that I give my numbers out again, and I haven't done it in a while. This voicemail here, this Google number comes to my personal cell, and when I'm not here, or it comes to my computer, and I get your texts immediately. 747-999-5280. That's 747-999-5280. So that is a texting number you can do at any time, and I'll get it. Now, we also have an iHeart number. It's a short code, they call it, 57739. You can text me there. Okay? Now, Tom, I have a question. This is one of the texts, by the way. That's 57739. Or as I said, my Google number, 747-999-5280. Now, that Google number, you can text me around the clock, okay? It doesn't have to be just during the show. You can also ask me about Wave 8 Wealth Management if you want, my financial advisement firm. You can ask about anything about the show, whatever you want at that number. Now, let's talk about this one question I got. Okay, Tom, I have a question for the lady that has an apartment with mold, and they say they're doing dumpster diving. Mm-hmm. I don't think that can be any healthier, or could be even worse than the house they're living in. Did you think about that? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, of course, that's not good for you either. But this woman sounds like she's a very limited means, and it doesn't sound like she has any other.
They're going for metal scrap, right?
Yeah, she calls herself a scrapper, so she picks up scrap metals where she can, and then she sells them to the recyclers.
I can't believe how many people just texted me this. Another one just said, Tom, I can't believe a woman's worried about mold and goes out and does dumpster diving, random dumpsters. Sad. It is. Yeah. Now, wow.
That doesn't mean it makes the mold okay, though. Just because you're doing something that's extremely unhealthy doesn't mean that you should not try to eliminate one of the unhealthy parts of your life.
People want to know if when I am on para,
that's a public employee retirement account.
That's when you're a teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm on para and my husband dies, do I get any of his benefit? Now, who would know about that? I'm gonna look that up.
Tom, I have a question about cost basis while we're still on that topic.
Oh, cost basis on real estate. Go ahead.
So I live in an HOA that's about to collect a huge special assessment for improvements like upgrading carpeting, putting in nicer light fixtures.
You know
that kind
what?
of stuff.
I just got socked with one here.
Mine is, it's like $14,000, dude.
Whoa.
So can I add, now it's not for repairs, it's for upgrades. Can I add
Yes.
that to my cost basis?
Absolutely.
Really? The entire thing?
Now, if it's normal maintenance, you can't, but you can if it's like a parking lot or painting. Or, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, new carpets, new light fixtures,
absolutely.
new
Absolutely.
decor for the lobbies.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it really? Is it 100%
Yes.
added to my?
Yes,
cost
I mean
that's great.
because now if it's not all for that, if they say it's part for insurance, and you have to figure out what part of it.
This is strictly.
In
for
fact,
upgrades.
I'd go so far as to be a little more aggressive, and I would say this: not only was that assessment my portion of that upgrade, but part of my regular monthly HOA went to the surplus that paid for that.
Which it does every month. Part
That's
of my
right.
dues go
That's
into
right.
some kind of a fund.
That's right. And to the extent that fund is used, it gets added pro rata to your basis. Now, to figure it out is difficult, but it's totally doable. In other words, let's say, people, that you have an HOA fee and they're going to do upgrades, as Deputy D just said. Now, on these upgrades, you know what your assessment is. That's automatically added to your basis if it's all for upgrades, permanent upgrades. Now, not for blowing leaves or cleaning. Okay, so now, our roof is permanent upgrades. So now you have added to your basis. But they also say that we're running short because we only had $200,000 in the account and we need more. So that 200, what portion of that 200 was yours? If you can figure it out for when you lived there and how long they've been accumulating the surplus, that gets added to your basis. You never thought of that.
No.
It's the same exact expenditure. If you make a monthly payment and it's for maintenance and stuff, that doesn't get added. But if they're doing upgrades or capital improvements, that portion of your HOA payment does go to your basis.
And what kind of a professional would I consult who would come up with this official spreadsheet that I can then use to defend my position if the IRS ever sticks their nose into this? Is it an accountant or is it a
Yeah,
real
but they're
estate
not
lawyer?
stupid. You just do a spreadsheet. I mean, no one ever gives you a hard time if the numbers don't lie. I mean, if you tried to take every monthly payment you made for the HOA and say it's part of my basis, it wouldn't work. But if you could show a certain portion of what you made went toward these improvements, absolutely, even without an assessment. Even if they told you, by the way, we're doing painting upgrades, this, and this, and this, and this, and you do not have to pay an assessment. That portion of your improvement is part of your basis.
That's amazing. That's
303-7. See, you didn't think about that,
No,
did you,
thank
huh?
you.
And you thought you were smarter than me, I think. I think deep down he did. Hey, Gary, the lazy boy, I'm not going to answer the whole thing now, but I want to get started. What's going on with it?
Hey, Tom. Gary Hansen up with RPC in Loveland.
Gary, I love you, Gary. What's going on?
You know, in July, my wife and I went and bought a sectional at Lazy Boy Furniture in Loveland, or Fort Collins.
Okay.
Long story short, we paid, nearly $12,000 for these couches.
Wow.
They delivered the couch mid-September. There was damage to the couch to the point where pieces have to be replaced. It wasn't put together to where it functioned like it should. Long story short, we sit here now, middle of December, and still don't have a functioning couch in our house.
Did you notice
What
the
do I have
damage
to do
before? Did you notice the damage, Gary, before they dropped it, and they took it back right away, or did it take a few weeks or whatever?
No, they were contacted the next day after we had a chance to look at it and told that it wasn't it wasn't acceptable, and we filed a case with them.
And they did not dispute it. They did not dispute it, right?
No, in fact, they had a guy come to our home a week or two later and looked at it and inspected it, and he ordered one completely, the corner piece, the rounded corner piece, they ordered a whole new section there because that one was damaged bad enough that he just said it would cost them more to
Did they
to
take
repair
the
it than
whole
to give
thing
us a
back,
new
or
one.
is it
And then-
still? Did they take the whole thing back, or is it still in your home?
No, it's still sitting in my home.
All right, hang on. We'll come right back.
And
I'm
every
Tom.
time my
Hang on, Gary. Come right back to you. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Yep.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Gravina's Window Center of Littleton.
Clear driving continues throughout the Denver Metro as we head into the late morning. I-25 north and southbound showing a smooth commute. Highway speeds through town as well as up north to the Fort Collins area and down south to Colorado Springs as well. Back to town, heading to DIA, I-70 east and westbound flowing free. South of DIA, I-225 north and southbound, no complaints through the Aurora and Tech Center areas. On the north end of town, I-270 east and westbound flowing free as well. I'm Mark Swan with traffic.
Family owned for over 51 years, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is proud to support the Rocky Mountain Down Syndrome Association. Purchase Infinity from Marvin Windows and help make an impact close to home. Visit windowsforyourhome.com today.
Hey, Red Rocks Roof and Solar, the people you want to do your solar, because they do more than sell. They install and they service, and they are experts, and they have a guaranteed activation date. No one else does it. Also, they have grant writers that can help you get a grant for your commercial system if you qualify for the REAP grant that gets it paid for 100%, and you can make positive cash flow on the net metering. You want to talk to RedRocksRS.com. Really good people, the people I trust in the solar business. RedRocksRS.com. 303-704-2449.
Yep.
They do have people come out and fix stuff.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Who wants to take that one for Gary? Who's going to call up to there? Dollar. Bo.
So, Scott, is this the long 5-minute break, or did I miss it?
Yeah, I'll take it, Tom. That's.
Thanks, Dollar.
That's fine.
Okay.
You know, I was just telling Bo that those stores are like franchises. Those Lazy Boy stores.
You know, the
yeah, they are franchises, right?
They're
I thought they're
independently owned.
Okay.
So that may have changed. About a year ago, the Denver distribution center that I knew the owners of had sold their distribution center to Lazy Boy Corporate.
Did you know the Lazy Boy people?
Yeah, the two guys that owned the Denver distribution
The father and son?
I didn't know. I knew they were related. I didn't know they were father.
I had an issue with them one time years and years ago. I wonder if they're the same people.
I don't remember their names at this point. I'll look it up real quick.
How about Confessions of Youth? Let's do a Confessions of Youth segment.
Stand by that dump button.
Confessions of Youth.
Are you in for Ryan this week?
I don't think so.
Okay. Are you in for Dan?
Not that I'm aware of.
You sure about that?
Why, what's going on?
Are you
No,
sure?
he's off.
Right.
Who?
Ryan.
It's like,
Oh.
Are you sure about that?
Thursday and
okay,
Friday.
he's covering his show.
I'm definitely not here Thursday.
track our delivery. Your order.
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like you got a whole lot of Jesse.
On Dan?
Whatever.
Interesting.
Why is that?
Huh? Good morning. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show.
11 minutes away. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Sure. What's your name? All right. Hang on for me.
Okay. Whatever happened to Justin Garcia, this text?
I haven't actually.
Please
I
tell
have
me
to
to.
apologize. I didn't look at the schedule.
That's okay.
The lawyer's having trouble getting him served.
Wait, please go back to using Troubleshooter Network handle. Who are you? Oh, wait, I'll unblock you. I don't know who you are.
Block him.
Somebody said I have them blocked with my Tom Martino handle, and they said go back to using Troubleshooter so I can unblock them.
An iHeartRadio station.
Hey, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so we're talking to Gary about the lazy boy. We're going to get somebody to help you. But here's the bottom line. Let me recap. It was delivered. You noticed damage. You told them about it. They said they would get it fixed. Bottom line, it hasn't been fixed. And it's been since September, and now it's December. Right? 3 months.
Yes. Yeah, the couch was ordered in July.
Got it.
They delivered it in September, mid-September.
Now, when you say that it doesn't have, this is what I don't understand, this part. It doesn't function properly. What does that mean?
When you sit in the one recliner with the left armrest and lean back, and then it's crooked. It's something in there's loose and doesn't.
Now, when you
function
call,
as it should, 'cause when you bring
when's
it
the
back
last
up-
time? When's the last
Yeah.
time, Gary, you called and asked him about it?
Oh, my wife has communicated with them, Tom, probably with 5 or 6 emails and phone calls, and we've had people in our home a couple of times looking at it. The last communication we had was probably mid-November.
Gary,
where
what's
they
their-
said parts were ordered.
Gary, did you pay for this with a credit card?
Yes.
You know, if you file a dispute, that will get their attention.
You
I
think
guarantee
so?
you. Oh, they want. I mean, it sounds like a couple of $1,000 of couches, so they want that money.
It's $12,000.
$12,000. File the dispute
Is
with
that-
a credit card company.
Yeah.
Gary, what 12,000? What was it? A couch? It was a sectional, you said. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it goes clear around the corner and fits in our TV
You know,
room.
and what
It's-
really sucks
it's a
is
very
Christmas
nice
is
couch.
coming up, right? And you wanted, no doubt, wanted. Yeah. I don't blame you, Gary. Listen,
Yeah.
we're gonna have Deputy Dollar. He volunteered to call over there. I think we really do need to light a fire on this one. We just need to. So hold on.
Maybe a question.
Go ahead.
Tom, I'm not a freeloader, and I certainly pay for what I do. But gosh, at what point do I say, "Come get the dang couch"? I'm tired of fighting this. My wife gets heartsick every time she walks by.
I think
I want
you're.
my money back, and I'll do
I think
something else.
I think you'd be reasonable to do it now.
Yeah.
Except if they truly did order something new. Remember, you ordered it in July, and it took 3 months to get there. So it's possible that it takes another 3 months. Well, it has been 3 months. So let's let Dollar look into it, and then we'll advise you accordingly. All right? 303-71. Thank you, Gary. We'll be in touch, man. And that's Gary from rpcenter.com, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. We do a lot of business with them. And Mark, you have a comment on Para. Somebody wanted to know. They're on Para. They wanted to know if their husband, let's see, I think their husband did die suddenly. And they said they did not, 15 years. And when my husband died, I was not given any of his Social Security except for a one-time payment. Why is that if she was on para?
Para has three options when you retire. One is you can take your full amount of your retirement for yourself, and when you die, that's it.
Okay.
Para's over.
Yeah.
You could take option two, where you say, I will take less money now on a monthly basis, but when I die, my spouse will get X amount of money for a certain period of time.
Yeah, that part's good.
And then
okay.
option three is and then option three is like, I will take even less, but when I die, my wife will continue, or my spouse will continue to get my share until my death.
Okay, I
Or
understand.
her death.
Now, I'm not sure what your expertise is, but that's all good. Thank you for clarifying that. Now,
I'm
what? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a para retiree.
Okay, so Mark, what would
I'm
happen?
a para retiree.
What would happen though if a woman is on para or not on para? Well, yeah, she works and
Yeah.
okay, and then her husband dies. What happens to that Social Security? Does she get? She's saying she did not get a survivor's benefit.
Right. So I'm not real sure about that. One thing is, if you're on para, you get a very minimal amount of your Social Security, no matter how much you've earned. So, in other words, I would be eligible for about $700 a month in Social Security, but Social Security won't give it to me because I have a pension. And they say it's a big windfall tax because we're such billionaires in education.
I don't get it.
So maybe, I don't either, but what it is, so I'm eligible for $700 a month from Social Security from the time before I was a school psychologist
No, I get it. Yeah.
and the time that I was after one. And so the government says, well, since you get a pension, you don't get your Social Security. You'll get like $100 a month.
Huh.
So
Okay.
maybe it has something to do with that, because he probably wasn't pulling very much on his Social Security. It probably gave her a flat amount. That I don't know. I'm guessing there.
Here's what it says on the site. Since you worked 15 years under para, it's likely that you did not pay Social Security taxes during that time. So you are exempt from Social Security. This means that any survivor benefits you may receive from your husband's could be impacted. So basically they're saying you have to yourself be eligible for Social Security before you get any survivor's benefits.
Sure. So he either did not work enough hours or quarters or however they figure it out for Social Security.
I got to take this break. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I ran behind. We got more coming right up.
Very nice.
Now, traffic.
This report is sponsored by Gravina's Window Center of Littleton.
Clear driving continues throughout the Denver metro as we head into the late morning. I-25 north and southbound showing a smooth commute. Highway speeds through town as well as up north to the Fort Collins area and down south to Colorado Springs as well. Back to town, heading to DIA, I-70 east and westbound flowing free. South of DIA, I-225 north and southbound, no complaints through the Aurora and Tech Center areas. On the north end of town, I-270 east and westbound flowing free as well. I'm Mark Swan with traffic.
Family owned for over 51 years, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is proud to support the Rocky Mountain Down Syndrome Association. Purchase Infinity from Marvin Windows and help make an impact close to home. Visit windowsforyourhome.com today.
Holiday time in Colorado. Hi, Dan Cicchini, done right kitchens, baths, finished basements, windows, and doors. Putting off your home update till after the holidays? Well, with the busy holiday time here, Todd and I have put together an awesome holiday special to tempt you to get started sooner than later with holiday savings. So here it is. For select install dates, you'll receive 12% savings on all services or great financing specials. Now is the time to get started. First-class kitchen updates with our own custom-built cabinets or Dunright's unique cabinet refacing, elegant bathrooms, top-notch basement finishing, and the finest in replacement doors and windows. Our family's been serving Colorado for decades, and we'd love to serve you too. Call and book your project now, and you'll receive 12% off regular retail prices or receive a great financing special. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, windows, and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right, and it's done right. 303-720-295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
My friends at 888heating.com are wonderful when it comes to replacements with high efficiency to save you 30 to 40% a month. Yeah, you heard me that in utility bills, because they have the best high efficiency at the best prices. 888heating.com. They also do a deep clean for $45. That deep clean will get rid of the dirt and grime and extend the life of your furnace. But if you need a replacement, they guarantee the best prices for the same equipment for high efficiency, and that's all you should do these days. 303-770-2776, 770-2776.
Thank you.
How much time?
Start your,
3.
Be right back.
That's right. You know, you work for the federal government.
Or just hang up on me. That works too.
You just stick it out for the retirement benefits and things.
You just stick it out, even if you're coasting, you know.
Yeah, and even if you don't, hopefully you like your job, but
yeah,
'cause I know some people that are like that. And, I mean, I have a good friend that worked for.
Hey, Tom, are you planning on coming in this afternoon?
The Denver Water Board.
He'll be back in a few minutes.
He's the
Did
one.
he
I
get
think,
double retirement?
No.
Worked for a state of Colorado, Denver Water. Denver Water's. That's a. You know, I should. Thank you for mentioning that. I should go in there and see if there's anything for my kid. Denver Water's a great place to work.
Yeah, he was there for a long time. He was always in the finance department, but he's the one I think of that because he was on Old Para.
Oh, so Denver Water Department's with Para?
Yeah, I think any governmental, Colorado governmental.
He'll be back in a few minutes.
Para.
Denver Water is an interesting, I don't want to say corporation, but an interesting entity. You know, they kind of set their own price. They don't really get a lot of regulation. I mean, a lot of those, I know some of those board of directors, they make God awful lot of money. And they're not really getting sued much because everybody needs water. They're always, you know. I mean,
My dad used to go over to their office and have lunch in the cafeteria.
You know what? When we had federal heat, my dad and I used to too, because it was off Osage. No one knew it was there, and we had to go underneath the 6th Avenue Viaduct.
Right.
And it was you're right. It had nice tables.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was like $6 or $7 because you could go in there with the employees and eat. And I mean, it was. I don't wonder. God, I haven't thought of that in 30 years. My dad went down there all the time to eat.
Yeah.
And it was cheap. And it was good.
It was. Right.
Next time I'm out and about, I should drive by there and see if that place is. They probably got it restricted now, but yeah, I forgot. Yeah, my dad went down there too to eat.
I mean, that's the funny.
Yeah, he'd say, "I'm going to Denver Water to have lunch." I go, "What? Why would you go down to water?"
Yeah.
Well, happy.
You gonna bring a sack lunch and eat outside? No, they had a nice.
Peter Boyles is coming on with Dan today.
All right. Back.
Oh, hey, are you back?
Yes.
That's what he sounded like. Yeah.
Okay. Did you tell Peter Boyles that you would meet him at 3:15 here?
No. Why?
Okay.
Or is he asking if I will?
What did your dad do?
Well.
Oh, he was
no, he basically
sales rep, independent sales rep. Very successful business.
And said that
was he a factory rep?
Because he's going on with Dan.
No,
right. I know that.
He was factory
the full
rep.
show.
For multiple
And he
factories.
said
like
something
we
about
sold Elmer's
you meeting
Glue.
him at
We were the rep
3:15.
for
Well,
that.
maybe he was asking if I
That's
could.
what
I can't
calculated.
because I got a meeting at my accountant.
So
Yeah,
Okay,
those factory
that's fine.
rep jobs are really
I
good.
got that.
Get some good lines.
Oh, I'm sorry. And had great lines.
No, that's not your fault. I think
Abby
he's
should have
just
took that
confused.
over. I like them.
No, we never talked about it. Never.
Okay, all right.
They get a little commission, and they don't even have to handle the product. They just got to go take
I would love to meet him if I didn't have this meeting.
I wouldn't think there'd be too many
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Joe Ciano, in closing out this hour, certified financial planner, fixed index annuities. Joe, when are annuities that produce income and guarantees most appropriate, do you believe?
Well, that depends on the client again, Tom. I believe that the older the client gets or they get nearing retirement, annuities become a fantastic asset to have because of the guarantees that annuities provide. So somebody that is concerned about having a guaranteed income, you see, there's a big difference between building an account.
I get it.
And having an income for the rest of their lives. And, just like Social Security, Tom, we're drawing it. We get a paycheck every single day into the mailbox or the bank account. If you have an annuity, you have another guaranteed payment coming in. People want income. So I believe the annuities become tremendously important for people nearing retirement.
MyMoneyMyWay.com. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'll be right back.
Sniffles.
I know.
Sniffles the clown.
Oh, man.
Hi, Joe. Okay, so Jordan's going to be calling. Okay.
I'm going to call this animal shelter again.
Oh, right.
Okay, I will try to call him right now, okay? Hold on for me. All right, yeah, hold on.
Maybe they don't have a lot of staff up there.
This whole day is... This whole week is just muck. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Well, you can certainly talk to Tom about it. What's your name? Okay, are you familiar with the show, sir?
Hi,
You do know that you called a radio
Riverdale
show?
Animal Control Center?
And that we only do on-air calls?
Okay, do you know an Officer Richie that works there? I think it's an animal control officer. I'm with a consumer advocate show. We're trying to help a woman out that
Okay.
you guys
Best thing to do is to send us an
possession
email
of her
to
puppies,
help
and she's
at
trying to get the puppies
troubleshooter.com, and I can forward
the
that
car
to
was stolen,
Tom.
and the officers, I don't know what agency, I do know it was Adams County Sheriff took the dogs, and apparently they're at your animal shelter.
I honestly, you would have to, if you email me that, I can actually get you that information to him.
That's great. The case number is 24-2969. And then I have an incident report case number.
Correct. Okay. Thanks so much. All right. Bye.
I just know the Adams County Sheriff was involved in taking these dogs. The incident number is 24-9226. I appreciate you talking to me about this. Oh boy, you're putting me to the test. This is good. I believe the car was stolen on December 1st. My name is Bo. I work for a consumer advocate show, the Troubleshooter Show, AM 630. The lady called in asking how she can get her puppies back. Sure, her name is Amber.
Hey Jordan, it's Kelly over at Martino. How are you? Yes, indeed. So I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to get rid of your dad. Okay? Hang on. Joe, I got Jordan. All right. Take care. Bye. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
So my personal cell phone is 720-633.
All right. So we got Jordan on for your half. And no 120s.
So here's the issue.
The car was stolen. Yeah. That's it. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I'm back.
Woo! You got Dragon.
Uh-oh. What?
You got Dragon.
Oh, I don't like him.
Okay, see ya. Have fun running the show.
Hey.
Buy yourself up.
Normally I don't do that, but I will. Now that you told me. So did one of those reports go through, or is that incident report valid? Okay, and what was your name? Okay, your operator 2228.
10 seconds.
I got it, Miss Operator.
This, the iconic Peter Boyle's in studio, the full 2 hours, talking about everything under the sun and taking your calls as well. Join us then.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the come.
Hi, Tom Martino here, and I welcome you to the show. Let's talk. Let's wind up this week, going into Christmas week, and then into New Year's week, and then into January 2025. In the year 2525. Wait. That wasn't the song, was it? In the year 25. She wasn't talking about just next year, right? Do I have the words wrong, people? Come on, Dragon, help me out here. Share. Or no.
It's mini because
that
it goes
share.
further and further into the future each time.
No. Oh. Anyway, you know what? I remember the World's Fair telling me that in 2025, we'd be all flying around in little hovercrafts. Now, obviously, drones have come a long way, but we're not quite there yet. But you remember 25. That's what it was, 25. In the year 2520, not in the year 2025, but I'd rather it be in the year 2025 if man is still alive. No, let's, what would the lyrics be for 2025? In the year 2025, where the woke did not survive. Okay, did you like that one? No? Okay. 303-713-TALK. Give us a call. Tell us what's on your mind. I have Joe Chiano with me, and he is a certified financial planner.
Actually, we have Jordan now.
Okay, Jordan. Now, I'm gonna talk here, and I want people to know something. My desire and obligation in the financial world, truly, honest to God now, is to be transparent, honest, forthright, and helpful. Really, 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 really. You can't survive without it. That's what Jordan and his father are. That's what Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. That's what everyone we deal with, Vistera Investments, Vistera Turnkey, Barry Miller. And people have been asking me, Tom, basically, you do Wave 8 financial management. I've had these texts that I haven't read necessarily. Some of them are too complicated, but this one says, you talk about investing and investment management, and Joe talks about getting away from the stock market and having the security of the fixed indexed annuity. That's true. And there's room for both strategies. It depends. I've said this before. With investing, there are a number of factors you look for. Jordan, you can chime in. One is, first of all, the size of your portfolio. The smaller your portfolio, the less diversity you should have, and the more security. Okay, or should say more conservative. Doesn't mean it has to be 100%. But so what I'm saying is this: with a small portfolio, and I'd say a small portfolio is 50,000 or smaller, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say that's an appropriate number, and same with kind of chiming in on that part. I think age is a big factor to exactly what you're bringing up as well.
Okay, so
also where you're at in life for anybody who's in those ages of maybe 40 and under.
So with a small portfolio, 50 grand or less, do not diversify. You find something very safe. You can do government bonds, corporate bonds. You can do different things, an S&P 500 fund. Now, I'm assuming when I say $50,000 portfolio, that's not $50,000 of your total money, okay? Let me explain this. A portfolio for investing should be above and beyond an emergency fund, above and beyond it, and only after you pay off high interest debt. Having high interest debt and investing is stupid. It eats away at your investment. High interest debt, do away with it. First, get an emergency fund. Then if you have 50,000 or less, you have a small portfolio by today's standards. And I don't mean that as an insult. There should be no diversity, and your concentration should be on security and liquidity, not an annuity. Not if that's what you have and you're younger. As you get older, you want to grow that. And then you want to think with your time horizon, you want to start, as you get older, you want to start converting the equity products you have that grow into income products that sustain. So you have the growth phase and the sustenance phase. And obviously, when you're working, that's all sustenance, that's income. And you convert some of that to equity. As you get older, that equity's got to turn back to income. And as you get older, security becomes more important. So I think we can all agree on that. So in my opinion, we gave an example of a baby, a grandparents buying a baby, a $10,000 annuity, and what they would have at age 50, 60, and 65. And the numbers indicated, like 100 grand or 150, and then 300, and then 400. Now, those numbers for straight investing are dismal for somebody to do that with a baby. It would not be appropriate. That's my opinion. Absolutely not be appropriate. If you took that same amount of money and in real life now, I'm not talking about theoretically, 60 years ago, 50 years ago, 65 years ago, just the same exact numbers. Had you put 10 grand in a straight indexed fund, $10,000, when the baby, 65 years ago, the baby's now 65. Or 50 years ago, the baby's now 50, or whatever. The same scenario. I'm going to give you the numbers. That's why I say there's an appropriate time for fixed indexed annuities, and there's definitely not an appropriate time for fixed indexed annuities. So I think what Joe and Jordan talk about a lot is if you've accumulated a nest egg, all well and good, now secure it into income. And that's a great idea, by the way, not a bad idea at all. But let's talk about the $10,000 as a baby. So the baby's a baby. Grandparents want to do $10,000. And when they did it in the annuity, do you have those figures still there that your dad did, Jordan?
You know what? Let me pull them up here.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, but I'm looking at them right now here.
I just want, like I said, I love educating people. I really do, by the way. It's a great thing. And so basically, the $10,000 in a straight S&P indexed fund 50, 60, and 65 years ago. And Joe's talking about 50, 60, and 65 years from now, to be fair, but it's going to be relatively the same. But in any case, the numbers on an annuity as a baby, do you have it?
All right. They are getting ran right now here. So that's, you wanted just a baby as a 1-year-old?
Or 0, whatever. And then it goes up to 50, 60, and 65. I'm sorry. I thought you still had the numbers your dad had. I wanted to compare them.
No, sorry. We're
okay, I'm going to let you run that. I'm going to hold on now. I'll come back to you. 303-713-TALK, 713-825. I want to do some comparisons to real life scenarios and why I talk about appropriateness of investments, of when, where, and how. Nothing, remember I said this, nothing is as bad, nothing is as good as people say. What's there is there, and what you deal with is the reality of it. There's no magic. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up. Any of your questions, problems, complaints, any follow-ups, hit me with the follow-ups, guys. And we'll talk about this and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK. Waterpros.net. You know how I feel about them. The best water systems anywhere for the price. I can't say enough about them. This year-end special, you better take advantage of. Now, he may extend it past the new year. You got to ask him. But a whole house conditioning, whole house softening. You get drinking water, reverse osmosis, all for $3,195, $3,195, the best price anywhere. Plumbers can't touch it. 303-862-5600. 5554, waterpros.net.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs.
You didn't see my daughter.
Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Hey, I want to tell you about, well, let me grab it here, the best place to go to get help for health insurance during open enrollment. You only have a few days left. IntegraInsurance.com. INTEGRA. Integra Insurance. My friends that have been helping me for 10 years. You will never find all of the plans to compare that they can, and you'll never save as much money as they can save you. Going direct doesn't save you money. When it comes to health insurance, you need a professional. Integra Insurance are those professionals I recommend. They make health insurance simple and smart, whether it's a single plan, a plan for your company of your employer, maybe a self-employed person, maybe someone on Social Security and Medicare with supplements. 303-466-5500. Find the plan right for you. 303-466-5500, 466-5500. If you're looking for window coverings, I can think of no other way to do it than Made in the Shade. I'll tell you what they do. They make it so easy. They come and they measure and talk to you about it with an expert, a designer, free of charge. And you decide what you want, whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, curtains, high-tech, low-tech, solar-powered, battery-powered, smartphone-controlled, whatever you want. And then they put together a package that's all free of charge up to that point. Then if you decide to go with them, then they order and install the best installers in the business. That's why they say you're made in the shade. Here's the website, denvershades.co. denvershades.co. People you want on your side, 720-458-6566.
Do you
probably?
Well, it's cheaper, yeah. And they did great work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember who it was?
I'd have to ask her. Yeah, they did a good job. I had
figures they got to be expensive because I think it costs $300-400 for roll list.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, for her, the job was like $2,000.
Must be I forget his name. I met him. He was in
I want to tell her she can have it.
Yeah, I've met him once before.
He owned 4 or 5 Jimmy John franchises.
Oh, really?
Came out here and bought one, and then grew. Ended up, and now if you run those sandwich shops right, you can make a couple $100,000 a year on each. I figured he had to be bringing in. He owned 4 or 5 of them. Why would you sell them to start an awning business? If you had they were doing well.
This new setup is way better.
Right.
Did you see how I did all this?
Oh yeah, that looks really clean.
And then I got this goes to this now instead of that one.
There's one by DU, and he says that was really nice and clean. That with all the kids around there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Look, see what this guy says? Hey, you're mean. Somebody says, I look like Max Headroom because of the lighting. Look what they said. They're right. They're right. I need to do my lighting over, and I'm going to be doing that during Christmas. I have somebody who allegedly says they know how to light. People are just plain mean.
Again, Tom.
Yeah.
I kind of came from this business. I can help you. I have people.
Oh, the lighting.
Yes.
No peeps.
The video. The Photoshop.
Okay, so case 31 says that I blocked. I didn't block case. Why is case
10
blocked?
seconds.
House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, so we were talking about appropriateness of investments and when to do what. And I say there's time to do a little bit of everything, including real estate, depending on your time horizon, fixed indexed annuities, depending on your time horizon, and stocks and bonds, depending on your time horizon. The one thing that I think is a little more dangerous, but not bad, are variable annuities. A lot of people give those a bad name. They're, in my opinion, only for sophisticated investors. The variable time. That's it. And I'm not going to talk about those right now, but I asked the question, if you had a baby year zero, just before they turn, whatever, they're just born, you take out this annuity. And what would the baby have at 50 years, 60 years, and 65 years? So we ran those numbers before, and I want to recap them. So at 50, 60, and 65 years, if you put away $10,000, what would you have?
Yeah, so talking about 50, you'd have, just leaving it as it would be about $200,000 at age 50.
And it would
at
have
age 60, you're at
hold on, and it would
370.
have income of how much?
Income of right around $6,700, and this is not laddering anything out. This is just a straight shot.
When you say but this is $6,700 a year. Okay, so now I just want to tell people again, this is not a trick. This is being totally transparent, and there's a reason I'm saying this. If you did the same exact thing 50 years ago with an S&P 500 fund, and you put 10 grand in it, with actual numbers from the past 50 years, you would have $1,173,900. You would have almost $1.8 million. So what would be the appropriate investment for a baby that long ago? Or for a baby now, it would not be an annuity. Okay? That's easy. So here's the deal. At 60 years, Jordan, there's a reason I'm saying this and the theory and what your dad talks about conversion. Go ahead. At 60 years, what would you have?
Now at 60, this is where, we're starting to pick up some more speed, here, obviously. again, and I'll kind of circle back with the laddering, maybe if you will, Tom.
No,
as well,
go ahead.
just
I want you
ran
to. Go ahead. At 60 years, what would you have?
Yeah, so 60 years old, the idea is for somebody like that, then you
How
take
much
it
would
and
how
get
much
that
would the
bonus and
account
kinda
be,
get into
Jordan?
better plotting. So at that point, you're looking at right around 382,000, or in the what we like to call, and you know this, it'd be closer to about 669,000 on the income-based side, and that's where it's going to be paying out the income, which that comes out to about $30K a year at age 60. So 669,000 guaranteed.
So the account value at 10,000 grows to 660 something.
That's correct. If you look at the account value at again, this is where you want to start laddering out, moving it. This is what we strategize in, and if you have that on the income-based side, which these at that point,
What are you
would be an
talking about?
appropriate
What are
thing
you
to have,
talking about
right?
laddering? I don't understand. What do you mean laddering?
So laddering basically just means that for somebody who starts at that young age of 0 or 1 or so many years, the idea is that you want to then roll it over.
Oh, to another annuity.
Correct.
Okay.
Then you would just do the same thing, fixed index, and ladder them. Just like a step of a ladder.
Okay, good. Okay, so if you laddered annuities, you could be at 60, you could be up to 600,000.
600 to almost 70. Yep, 670.
Oh, let's say 700,000.
Let's
say 700,000 with 30 grand a year income. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So laddering is important, which means you don't just leave it, but you take it out and redo it, take it out and redo it, each time possibly getting a benefit, a bonus, whatever, right?
Correct. You got the great idea of that. Yep. And now would you like to, was it 71 as the next step up?
Now, hold on. So with an S&P fund, not touching it, at 60, you would have 3,050,000. And, okay, so now let's go to 65 years. Still, the S&P would far outweigh even laddering. Go ahead. What's the next one?
You're right about 1 million on that at 65. And again, that's assuming that 10,000, nothing else added, but 65, you'd be getting about 50K a year in that example.
That's good. And now that's laddering, right? At 65?
That's correct. That's assuming that we just took that from 50, basically laddered it up. You got it.
Okay,
So
good.
You're in the right spot there.
So you'd be at how much? $1 million?
$1 million, correct.
Okay.
Yep, which is about 50K a year.
Okay, with an S&P fund, if you did it and left it alone, you'd have 5,400,000. So at 5,438,000, and that's at 65 years old. And I'm taking that, and then let's say at 65, and then do you do the income to age 100, basically?
Correct. You got it. Yeah, that's just showing up to 100.
Let's divide that by 35 years. That would give you an income every year with the S&P of $150,380. If you just drew it down and did nothing else, you'd get $155,000 a year as opposed to an annuity. Now, why am I saying all this? Is it because I'm saying annuities are bad? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I'm saying just the opposite. Here's what I'm saying. Joe preaches that if you've built up a nest egg, there's nothing wrong with building up a nest egg. No one who's really young should worry about annuities. What they really should do is if they've built up a nest egg and want to secure it 100%, because remember, the S&P fund, we're going off past history. It never stays. It could be crash. It could be, what I'm saying is this. If you have a nest egg in a 401k, an IRA, or a retirement account, then you convert it. What's the benefit there go as you get older, Jordan?
That's going to be, it keeps on stepping up each year, but you're looking at which age? You're saying 65?
No, what I'm saying is when you do that, you've locked it in and will never lose a dime.
Oh. Correct. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so with the benefit, I mean, you're basically just preserving it. you're making sure that it can't step backwards. Now, I just want to say one note to this.
Yes.
Again, these never, and these numbers we're sharing are current, you know, last 20 years figures from 2023.
I know that.
To
I know that. Yeah.
2003.
Yeah.
Okay. On the market return, because but to your point, you get that preservation here, and you also have some long-term care built into there, which is that
that's
doubler.
true.
Means
That's true.
Just like the issue we're all facing, you're having a 2 times on that.
Now, here's something that I want to bring out that is very important when I talk about funds. I don't know one investor in the world that did a stock fund and just left it alone. Where people get into trouble, and again, this is another thing that your dad and I talk about, where people get into trouble, and it happens 99% of the time. Financial advisors, in order to try to prove their value, they end up moving people back and forth and all around, trying to catch the gains and avoid the losses. And if you take a fund like that and a regular advisement fund, you very seldom will have that growth at all, and in fact could lose big time. And that's unfortunately what 99% of the market does. They lose. True. Over time. I mean, they gain, they lose, they gain, they lose. It's easier said than done is what I'm saying. So I just believe there's a time and a place for all investments, including, for example, real estate. But, Jordan, as much as I love real estate, there's a time you shouldn't be in real estate. There's a time you should be in real estate. And the way I look at it is this. Real estate in the early stages of your life and mid stages have tremendous appreciation. And the longer you keep it, however, the more you catch up with possible capital expenses that you're going to have to put into it. That's why Barry Miller over at Vistera Turnkey recommends a 3-year horizon for each rental. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do that. There are a lot of people in Denver listening to me right now that have had rentals for 20 or 30 years. And if you have, they're fully depreciated. You're getting income, but it's the worst income you could do. It would be better. Your appreciation is almost topped out. Oh, yeah, it'll go up a little, but it won't keep pace. So if you take an older rental you've had, I talked to somebody who had 30 years they had a rental. I said, it's fully depreciated years and years ago. So the tax benefits are less. You're getting income. It's paid for, but you also have eventual capital expenses you absolutely cannot avoid. And then they say, but it makes me income. Do you realize you can sell that real estate at its peak, capture that gain, and put it into, even after paying tax, you can put it into an income-producing annuity or even bonds and make income now without the threat of capital improvements or any kind of real estate risk. Now, what I'm saying is that is when you convert as you get older. The mistake people make, I think, Jordan, they do one investment and they hold on to it for life, and they never think about converting it to safety. That's the problem.
That's so true.
And
they trust, as you mentioned earlier, the advisors. You know, they trust that the advisors are watching over their accounts, but a lot of times,
no, they're not.
Regular company advisors, they don't.
Or they're churning. Now, the thing and that's what Joe and Jordan emphasize, is the time horizon to start choosing safety or income. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Just north of downtown, I-70 westbound, we've got a crash on the off-ramp to Washington Street. Stop-and-go traffic back from Colorado Boulevard. Tow truck on the scene. Hopefully this one clears up soon. Seen about 5 minutes of delays on I-70 westbound. Otherwise, a fairly calm drive throughout the Denver Metro. No complaints. I-25 north and southbound through town. Back to I-70 eastbound, it's easy driving to DIA. I'm Mark Swan with traffic.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
FixMyHome.com, that's where you go, the website. FixMyHome.com. Book now, and you can book the $39 Extreme Clean from Fix It 24/7. They get the dirt out, the #1 killer of furnaces, and not only that, they extend the life and add efficiency to it. They do the adjustments with a no breakdown guarantee and the Extreme Clean $39 or free second opinions on any replacement on anything, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. That's FixMyHome.com. Book now, and that's a free second opinion. I cannot see where I have blocked anyone on YouTube. I don't know what case 13 or 31 is saying. It's absolutely wrong. I have not blocked anyone. I'm trying to look.
If he's blocked, he wouldn't be able to email or message.
And he's texting me. But what he's saying is, he is saying that he's only blocked when I'm logged in as Tom, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I don't know,
look, I'm looking here, though. I'm looking at community. And I see nothing here where people have been blocked. Nothing. Hold on here. Let's see. No. Block. No. Blocked words, blocked people. I just don't see it, bro. I'm going to go to the other one now and see. Go to settings. Boom. Go to community. Okay, I see some people who are moderators. Okay, I do see some blocks here. Let's see. I'm looking for case 13. I don't see a case 13 blocked. Or 31 or whatever. I see some familiar. I do not see. There are some hidden users, but man, I can't just see this, man.
For Gary at RP Center.
Yep.
Did you have his
720?
Hold on. Is that his cell phone?
Yep.
Now there are some old names here I see blocked that I don't know why. And I see an old friend of mine that's blocked and I don't see why. Hey guys, any idea why I'm talking to my YouTube morons. Any reason why Grim Awareness is blocked? Anybody know? No reason.
Dimitri still there, Tom?
I'm here, Bo.
Hey, I got your email that you sent to the attorney regarding the process server. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm happy to pay to get somebody decent that'll just stake out his house and sit there till he comes out the door.
Tom,
That's what we need.
Do you think we could ask on air for some really great process servers to contact us?
Is that what we
I
want?
got one through my investigator friend.
Oh, you do?
My investigator,
10 seconds.
100. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, 888heating.com. Don't forget, get your deep clean for just $45, 888heating.com. Great people as well. Now, we are taking your calls, questions, problems, complaints about anything. And one thing I've been talking about are the drones. And I would like to know if anyone has a theory on the drones. Any kind of theory at all. So I want to ask Dragon, do you have a theory? You must have been talking about them from time to time. You have a theory on them, Dragon? Come on, man.
I think of it as like the Tide Pod thing. Maybe it was, a half a dozen people just having some fun at night trying to see what's what.
So really you do think it's coincidental. It's basically coincidental is what you're saying.
Yeah, and just more people are hearing about it. So I was like, oh, I've got a drone. Let me put mine up too and see what's going on. What is everybody doing? So I don't think it's that big of a deal as it is presented to be.
I don't know. I think these drones are all launched by the government. These aren't toys. Some of these drones are about the size of a Volkswagen.
90% of the lights that people are seeing, they're saying is, oh, those are just planes. So what the light in the sky that you're seeing, can you personally identify that as being a drone or an actual plane? It's far too difficult. They're up there in the sky, little blinky lights.
There was a huge development in this matter yesterday. A drone pilot in New Jersey reported that he approached one of these mystery drones with his own drone. And I didn't know this, but because both drones were in a restricted airspace, the pilot's drone immediately shut down. This is a defense mechanism that's commonly employed in restricted airspaces. Yeah, all drones apparently have this back door that the government can access and shut them down.
Are you sure of that?
Yeah, I'll send you a link to this article. However, the significant part of this is the mystery drone continued to operate in this restricted airspace without getting shut down, and landing. So that tells me everything I need to know about the origin and operator of the mystery drone.
What does it tell you? That they know who they are?
Not only do they know who they are, they're not using their shutdown mechanism to defend the restricted airspace from the mystery drones.
Okay. Does anyone recall somebody is asking about a case about $4,500 amount due from a Vanessa who moved out of an apartment? And I don't know who had this case, but...
Boy, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
What about that comment?
There was just some... it was in Loveland.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't an apartment. Remember this young lady called because she and her, at the time, boyfriend purchased a dilapidated, not a motorhome, but a mobile home, and they never made any payments for many years. They finally got booted out and locked out.
And then they were charged.
And they were, from
the park.
Well, the park they still owed the park many thousands of dollars, but you may recall the owner of the park called us on the air.
That's right.
Because he was hoping to get this dilapidated home moved away so he can re-rent the lot.
Okay.
And she even offered the owner even offered to make Vanessa a cash payment in exchange for a title. I communicated that to Vanessa, never heard back from her. The park owner never heard back from her, so we don't know what happened.
Okay, now back in October, Empire Floors did a floor that sucked, and they said it was like gaps and warping and buckling. I'm trying to find people who have, as people are asking about some of these cases, and I've been putting them in a file and figured we would do them when we are all together and we have time. Does anyone recall that one? It was Empire Floors. Her name was Nancy.
Oh, she was up in the mountains
Man,
somewhere.
you remember all of them, huh?
I do. That wasn't my case. I don't know who worked it, but she was up in the mountains, and she had a devil of a time getting a refund from this contractor.
Do any of you guys remember that? It was in October, Nancy. I'm looking for it. But
it may have been Doc.
Okay, it could have been. If that's the case,
it
then
may have been Doc, Tom.
If that's the case, we'll never know about it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Did I say that out loud?
The black hole.
Wait a minute. I didn't say that out loud, did I? I'm looking for it. Okay, well, apparently, oh, there it is. Okay, here it is. I found it. And guess what? It wasn't anyone. They finally fixed it. It did get the dinger. We had an expert opinion from Buddy Mitchell. This is what it was. They did LVP. It started buckling. They fixed it, but now it's buckling again. And then after our analysis, it was finally fixed right. So I can do away with that one. Some people are asking about these. You know, our show is like a soap opera, man. People want to know about this stuff. If you want to know about a case, give us a call. I'm going through my old, I put these emails asking about cases in a folder. And I thought, someday if I have some time, I'm going to read some of these. And then we have Cindy who wants to talk about Tava Waters in Denver, and we'll come to her right after this. Plus, we have MyMoneyMyWay.com, Jordan Chiano, right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Just north of downtown, I-70 westbound, we've got a crash on the off-ramp to Washington Street. Stop-and-go traffic back from Colorado Boulevard. Tow truck on the scene. Hopefully this one clears up soon. Seen about 5 minutes of delays on I-70 westbound. Otherwise, a fairly calm drive throughout the Denver Metro. No complaints. I-25 north and southbound through town. Back to I-70 eastbound, it's easy driving to DIA. I'm Mark Swan with traffic.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
You remember I said that on the very first day.
All right. Vestera Turnkey. You know why I love this? Barry Miller, esteemed real estate broker. He helps you find rentals through extensive research in markets that you have the most appreciation and you have positive cash flows with rents. He hooks you up even with management companies. He doesn't take an extra fee. They just make money when you buy and when you sell, normal stuff. And you can double your investments in as little as 2 years, 30 to 55% returns a year. Find out more. MyBiggestReturn.com. Be a landlord without the conventional risks or hassles, and that is MyBiggestReturn.com.
I have no idea what you said.
So, because that TV thing in the back changes my exposure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the exposure value. So what we're going to do is set the exposure value to your face, for your face, and set it on manual and leave it there. That way the camera will not continue.
No, we do it before or after you light.
After we light. If you after we light, you're lit up, you like the color, you like the amount of light, you like everything.
Yeah.
That's when we take an
Troubleshooter
exposure value of your
qualifier.
face and set the camera to it. That way, no matter
Can that camera be set?
if it has manual settings, yes. We'll have to. That's one of the things that we'll play around with.
If not, we'll just have to. I'm not getting new cameras, but I mean, not right now.
Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll see. It's got
These cameras, I spent $149.
It's a miracle.
No, is that amazing? It's
a miracle. Yeah, it's a miracle.
Hey, you know what? I can turn off. Wait, you can go through the menu on that. If I unplug it, you can go through the menu on it.
It's too dim for me to go.
No, it's dark because it's not on. Oh, okay.
It's very dim.
We'll just turn it on.
We'll do this when we dig around with your lights, because it's a super easy process.
Okay.
You just can't have the camera changing exposure.
No, you're right.
You know that Lazy
Or I
Dog
was thinking,
restaurant?
what about a fixed image?
I think
You know, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
there's
Lazy
one out.
Boy restaurant?
What?
The Lazy Boy restaurant? No, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, but see, that's way bright.
But I think
Then the other one's dark.
I did go on their website. It's a full-blown restaurant.
What do you think?
But I think I met Mark and Suzanne out by the Southlands Mall out in Aurora.
Southlands Mall?
No, Southlands.
Oh.
It always throws me off too.
Am I throwing you off?
And it was before
So I'm going to change this.
before the movie for Joe Keano. Anyway, I think
Before the first movie that we all went to?
yeah. But remember it was in Aurora.
Oh, and you guys had dinner.
And we
They
had-
invited me to dinner. That was really
And I
new.
think
and
that was a Lazy Dog restaurant.
Oh. Yeah, and you went and had dinner with them. Who
Yeah.
else went? Did Chopper go too? Did he go in?
No, I don't.
Like that and just change
We know Doc.
I don't remember.
Yeah, she was too. Why
But
didn't
well,
you come
we-
have dinner with us? I don't know. I don't know you people.
Yeah.
sound absorption into what?
It's very echoey in this.
What is sound absorption into what?
He had a good turnout, man. That was packed. You and I think we had to stand. We stood.
I
Did you
sat, but I know that.
I stood and had my big Diet Coke.
And then did
then
you
I had
leave
to
early?
pee through. Yeah, because I
That's
think
what
I
I
left
thought.
about 15 minutes.
I don't think you hear it on the air.
Okay.
But still, I
Tom
have
really, he got up, said a few words, and he was gone.
That's the main balance. We'll do the lights first. I mean, I have.
I got so lost from the Lazy Dog restaurant. And
So was that a
it's
Lazy
like a
Dog?
block. Yeah, like it was a block.
You guys walked from the restaurant.
From the restaurant. Well, I drove, but to the theater. And my GPS turn here. I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah.
I'm driving all around.
I think I had trouble finding it too, and I was actually in the area.
Right, exactly.
I think, and then I parked behind the place. I parked behind the theater, and it said I was there. And I said, I'm not. There's no.
Yeah,
So I
right.
was walking, and then I walked clear almost to the other. I think I walked like a tenth of a mile. Then I could see just
The sign?
Well, hell, it's in the front. Yeah, I got lost too. And I had GPS.
Lighting and I think this changing is always going to be a problem.
So you a wine drinker or a cocktail drinker?
Wine or more beer, actually.
You're a beer drinker too?
So, yeah, like Coors Light.
Do you?
I get it.
10 seconds.
Personal direct line to us.
I have John on the line.
Just tap that little microphone
John on the line again.
while listening to Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Cindy, what's going on with you, Cindy?
Okay, so I've lived at Taba Waters for about almost 2 years. About a year and a half in, we noticed that we were having water intrusion.
Uh-oh.
So
Where's the water coming in?
It's coming in through like our main living room wall. So it's coming through our living room, like through the sliding glass door. And whenever we're shampooing it up, we're shampooing almost 20 like containers of water up.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. You've been living there. Is this an apartment on the first floor or what?
First floor.
And this, where is the water coming in? Is it near the like a glass door or near just randomly or what?
It's near a sliding glass door, but it's like the entire wall from one side of the wall to the other, So we've been living there in this, and it's just been constantly coming in whenever it rains or anything.
How do you
and
know
so
it's
we've
coming?
complained about
How
it.
do you know it's coming through the walls?
Because the wall is wet.
Okay, so it's not coming
So,
up
like,
through the floor.
There's
Got
moisture
it.
in the wall, so it's coming somehow from the outside in And it's usually when it's raining or like snowing and the snow starts melting. So like after the last big snowstorm, we pulled about 20 containers of water out.
My
so
God.
We put in about 10 maintenance orders between the beginning and end. So we're moving out as of this week. We're moving out. The 20th is our last day there. We have been complaining. They've resealed the concrete. They've redone drainage, but it took several months in between each complaint for them to do something.
Yeah.
So one of the complaints took like 6 months before they actually like redid the drainage system next to our house.
So it did. They
Well,
hold
the
on.
last
Did that
one-
solve the problem?
No,
Oh, really?
none of it solved the problem.
Okay.
So we just, so probably about October, they decided they were going to, we complained about mold. We were worried about mold issues. So they cut the wall open for our entire apartment. They leave the humidifier and fans on 24/7 for an entire week. I have small children, so at a certain point we went and stayed at a hotel. And we told them, hey, like, we can't live like this. This is torture. Because you're having us run these fans and this humidifier 24/7. We're going to be gone for the weekend. We leave for the weekend. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll pay for part of your hotel. Well, we get the submit, like when they submitted the information for our hotel, they tried to get us to sign an NDA. And to never complain about it. And then they also tried to basically have us forfeit all claim for any damage prior or future for about $400.
It's a waiver. Got it. Yeah. Okay. And you chose not to do it, right? All right. Hold on a second. Let's continue this discussion. I need to know where it's going. I don't blame you for being concerned whatsoever. I'm Tom Martino. We'll come back to her and more on the Troubleshooter Show, plus Jordan Cano at mymoneymyway.com. Stick around.
Boomskis.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I just saw them in the drawer. I couldn't find the ones I normally use.
Are those a little too small for your head, Scott?
I don't know. Okay. Oh, does Ryan have a guest today or something? Okay. Oh, Pete Boyles. Yep, that's right.
What happened at the DMV yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
You passed the test? Really?
That?
Did you get a driver?
It was like beautiful.
Did you get a driver's license finally?
I did.
Really?
I did. So, my license has been expired for almost just under a year.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it until I got carded at a bar.
Exactly right.
That must have made you feel good to get carded.
And it also let me know, oh, hey, your license is expired last June. So I was like, so it's over a year, actually. Yeah, it's expired. But I don't drive because I can't, especially in the winter because my license is restricted. So when I have to go and renew my license, I have to go through like all these little steps and these two things and so.
Did they
I
make,
heard you say you were memorizing the lines or something.
But they like change it up every time.
Probably.
And so you have to like stand in this little box. And so I did everything I could. I was like, I had my like the box. And, you know, so, and it was probably as far as that door is. And it was like,
Oh, I thought you did it like one of those machines.
Yeah, don't they put?
But maybe they changed it.
it's two.
Oh, it is?
You have to do one on the machine, but then you have to, at the counter, they make you do another one, and they like uncover, and then they put a card.
I don't know if I could pass that.
Right.
It's not the same card every time. So I was like, because, you know, optometrists, OFLCS, that's all I need to know, because they never change it.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. So all I need to know is that. But no, they changed this one, and I was like,
I could have a problem with that.
Did they make you take a written test?
no, I didn't have to do the written one.
Just had to do the eye test?
Just the eye, because of my restricted status, because of my eyesight. Yeah.
My eyes are shot too.
I had to do the two-step process. Wasn't fun, and I did get. So I had to do. So the one that you get when you have to like stand really far away, you have two things. You have to do one with. You know, one eye closed, and then the other one with one eye closed, and then both eyes. Both eyes, I nailed. My bad eye, which is unfortunately my left eye. When I had to do this, I was like,
See, and I had LASIK, but I have, so one eye's for like short, you know, like reading, and the other one's my distance. And even at the eye doctor, it's like, to go do this, and it's like, I can't read that.
damaged by the O's and the G's.
Yep.
I can't differentiate those. So a lot of times I screw those up. So, you know, this time I was like, you know, and then you guess.
Yep.
You're like,
A G. How
Yeah.
about a G? Give the lady a G.
She basically said, are you sure about that? I said, nope. How about an O? Better. Okay.
Give the lady an O.
Yeah. So,
Give her an O.
well, I totally messed up. That was my only mistake, and she kind of gave me a little bit of
Some leeway there, yeah.
Wow. Expired for a year. Wow.
Yeah. But I don't have to do it for another 3 years.
That's good.
I know, until it, you know, expires again, and I don't know about it.
Well, your license is good for 5 years, not for 3.
No, 3 with restricted license.
You're restricted. What's your restriction? Your eyesight?
Aye.
Is it because you have a detached retina or something?
No, I have a degenerative condition.
Oh. I didn't know that they restricted people like that.
Oh, yeah. My eye doctor had to send in paperwork and everything.
I'll be damned.
This was quite the process for
I have a
Kelly to get.
detached retina and I can't see out of this eye.
Yeah, but you're not restricted?
What's that?
You don't have a restricted
I don't think
license?
they know about it yet.
Oh.
They don't know about it, but I can't see for sure.
If you have a cool optometrist, I did not. I had like a very
By the book?
optometrist and ophthalmologist and all
Hear the latest about that gang-infested apartment complex?
No.
Overnight,
What happened?
14 armed gangsters.
Wow, Kelly, I didn't know that.
2 hostages in that apartment complex.
Yes, I'm lucky.
Held them
They haven't
until
caught up
early
with
hours
me
of
yet
the
because
morning.
I can't drive at night.
They released them. The
My
police
kids are
swooped
driving.
in, arrested 14 armed gang members. The edge of Lowry Apartments.
But didn't happen, did it?
Cones, yep, I know about
According
my
to
cones.
News, that doesn't happen.
Oh, this is according to Channel 7 and Channel 31.
It didn't happen, or it did?
No, it did. It's front page on both of them right now.
What did 9 say about it?
I didn't even check. I don't wanna-
Check it.
I don't want to waste my brain cells, dude. Okay.
10 seconds, guys.
Martino gives great advice.
Ryan Schuling,
Ryan has strong opinions, and I like that.
Dan Kaplis.
And Kaplis, he keeps fighting the good fight.
On Denver's talk station.
The station I keep it on.
630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice can. Common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Cindy has been in an apartment house, or an apartment, first floor, at Tava Waters in Denver. She said that water came through the walls, excessive water, and we got to the point where she was talking about moving. I want to ask you something, Cindy, very quickly. When is your lease up?
Yeah. Our lease is up because we re-signed our lease because so it was supposed to be up.
I get it. So when would that lease be up?
Next year, November of next year.
Okay, but you want to leave early because of the problems, which is your right.
Well, we are leaving early because our apartment has told us that they are unable to fix it while we are in residence. So they can't fix our apartment while we live there. So they have told us that our choices are to move apartments or to move out.
Okay. So basically the same thing. Because of the problems, you're moving out early. And we're so what are you calling about today?
They've decided to release the apartment 10 days after we've moved out. Like, they have it listed up currently.
Wait a minute. Without fixing it?
So they've already relisted it without repairing it. Sorry, go ahead.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, they lied to you and said, we can't fix it while you're living there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's an inhabitability issue, and we need to move out. So we're like, okay, we're going to move out.
So you feel, wait. But kind of, you didn't want to be there anyway. So that part, you're just worried about the next people that move in, right?
Yes, and I also feel like we moved in, and it's probably the same thing. Is it's a bait and switch? They keep
I get it.
Moving people in.
But what benefit would there be? What benefit would there be of moving people in and then letting them out? To me, that doesn't sound smart. I don't think that's what's happening. I think. Are you sure they didn't fix it?
Yes, because immediately after their repair, they came in, inspected it. When we told them that it was still wet, they acknowledged that it was still wet. There was a maintenance order on it.
So wait a minute. But Cindy, I'm not asking if you agree. Here's what I'm asking. In the minds of management, did they fix it?
Their maintenance staff acknowledged that it wasn't fixed, and then the minds of the management
I really didn't ask that. I know what you're saying. I'm not trying to trick you. I agree with you. It's not fixed. Do they feel that they did fix it? I'm talking about before they came and re-inspected it. Did they feel it was fixed?
Yes. Whenever the last maintenance thing, they felt it was fixed. I was fine. They closed out the maintenance ticket, and then immediately after the snow,
got it.
Still an issue.
So
emailed them. And
when did they tell you? Was it after the second time? After they thought it was fixed, that's when they said, well, we're not going to be able to fix it with you living there. Or was it before that?
Yes. After that.
Okay.
After they thought it was fixed, after the last time they came in, we all thought it was fixed, that I was fine. So then we had water intrusion again, and we sent them an email.
So as soon as you moved out, they're renting it. It's up for rent.
We're still living there currently. We're moving out currently.
Oh, okay.
And
hold on. And it's up for rent right now while you're moving out?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, my
It's on
God.
the website right now while we are moving out.
Did you? Okay.
And we're leaving.
My next question is this.
Is the 20th.
My next question is this. Did you say to them, hey, I noticed you're renting this place out. You said it couldn't be fixed with people living here.
Yes. I sent an email, and I haven't heard back from them.
Cindy, how do you know they're not just waiting for you to move out so they can effect the repairs prior to the new tenant moving in?
Because it's only 10 days, and it's over Christmas holidays when it's available.
Well, it's available. It doesn't mean they
They
can
have
move
it available
in.
for...
Doesn't mean that it's going to be available the day after you move out. It's available I mean, they could make the argument that it's going to be available once they fix the
Cindy,
thing.
we're not trying to stick up for them. But what Dee is saying, Deputy Dimitri is saying, look, what if they're advertising it to get someone interested, and then they say, okay, you can move in January or January 15th, and in the meantime, they go and refix it, and then have the new people move in. I don't know. I don't know what is the purpose of the call? What would you like us to do? We want to help you, but it sounds like you're taking care of yourself. You're getting moved out. What would you want us to do? Warn the new people or do what?
I would like a warning for someone new moving in. They have it available for the 30th. It's available for the 30th to move in. Which over the Christmas holiday isn't enough time for a repair of that extent.
It could,
especially with the mold damage.
Maybe yeah. So somehow these people are going to just move you out because they think, hey, she complains too much. Let's get somebody else in here and take our chances. That's really what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong?
That's what Cindy thinks
other people who have
they're saying, but Cindy, how do you know that they can't fix this in 10 days?
Should we give Rock a call and say, hey, how long would it take to fix a wet wall?
Well,
because it's taken almost a year and a half and they still haven't fixed it.
Well, because they probably don't know how. I mean, it's probably some nagging problem. Who knows where it's coming from? I mean, I know what you're saying, Cindy, but as far as you're concerned, though, your problem is solved. You're getting the hell out of there, right?
My problem's solved. The reason I'm calling is I don't want someone to rent my apartment
and
go
really,
in there and think,
actually, if you think about this, I think that's really nice of Cindy. I mean, I know that's not what we normally do. We normally help people with an immediate problem. She's saying, look, I took care of myself. I'm getting the hell out of there. But now they're renting it again. She just wants basically to drop a dime on them. She just wants people to know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, she could just leave and not care. Does anyone see a problem? What do you, Dimitri, you seem a little distressed that like you're frowned. I mean,
Cindy hasn't offered any evidence to support her position that the repairs cannot be effected in the 10 days. Because I know there's Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. I can fix some leaks in 30 minutes.
Yeah, but
there are other leaks I can't fix. I have to call a plumber.
She said they don't even know how to fix it right now. They got to call someone in.
They opened up my wall. So they opened up my wall. It took them 2 weeks to fix my apartment after they opened up my wall. So in that time frame, they opened up my wall. They took out all of everything. They did mold cleanup because there was mold in my walls. They painted the studs.
Well, here's what I would recommend. I'm telling you, wait until somebody moves in or goes or I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't think if we call, here's what's going to happen. If we call them and say, look, you got someone moving out because of water problems that haven't been fixed, you shouldn't be renting that out to someone new. They're going to say, one, it's none of your business, which is true because we don't know that. Two, we are going to fix it. And three, aren't you supposed to wait until you have a problem before you solve it? That's what they're going to say to us. And I don't mean to be a smartass, but that's really what they're going to say to us. Now, I don't question your motives. I mean, I don't blame you. You're saying, look, I went through hell here for a year and a half. I don't want someone else going through that. But I don't think there's much we can do about it, guys. I mean, really. I just don't see what we can do about it.
I mean, let's see if somebody moves in, and then Cindy can call that person and say, hey, is your wall still leaking?
Yeah, but then what? Then she says, well, I told them they had a problem, and we should have taken care of it, and we didn't. I got to take a break. 303-713-TALK. I don't know. This one isn't one we can solve at this point. 303-713-8255.
The big carriers, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they say free, but what they really mean is see the fine print. Now,
I'm on D's side here. We would need to talk to Rock or somebody and say, hey, how long does it take to fix a wet wall?
You realize
I know.
to
I can do it
qualify,
in a
you're going to
day.
need to trade in your phone valued.
You remove the drywall, put it in a dehumidifier, replace some of the studs maybe if they need to be done and they're all molded out. I mean, couple of days?
Yeah,
Oh,
this
don't
lady
fall
has a
for
huge
it. Now,
axe to
Pure Talk,
grind.
which is
She's
my
just
cell phone
peeved at them
company,
for the
has a
inconvenience.
better option. You can get a brand new.
I mean, we've said the name of the apartment complex, so that's out there. People know, hey, this could be a bad place.
Wait,
That's
what's
the
it
best
called?
thing that we can do.
Doesn't the name have water in it?
Teva Water, Teva
the
Water.
apartment has water
pound
in its
250,
name.
say the keyword.
Exactly.
Do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month.
10 seconds.
Pound 250. Keyword save now. Guess what? You know you're getting the best customer service in America. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Vestera Turnkey, you've heard me talking about them, the people that help you become a landlord without the conventional risk or hassles. They help you identify properties in markets where there's a lot of appreciation and great rents, and then they help you and coach you through the entire process, buying and selling, and in between having a management company take care of it. It's a great system that has proven to make 30 to 55% returns for people and also doubling some investments in 2 years. Check him out. Vestera Turnkey, mybiggestreturn.com. Mybiggestreturn.com. Made in the Shade is the place you call when you want window coverings. Now listen, they do so much more than the actual window coverings. The first thing they do is measure everything free of charge and help you design what you need, where you need it, free of charge. You know, they do shutters, shades, curtains, blinds, whatever you want. They do all kinds of technology, every level, solar powered, battery operated, cell phone operated. You decide, and then they come when you decide to buy and do the installation as well, plus the guarantees. Made in the Shade. Go to the website, denvershades.co. denvershades.co. If you're in an auto accident, you're crazy to try to do it alone. You know, John Fuller always recommends MedPay, so you don't have to worry about that. Uninsured motorist coverage, so you don't have to worry about that. But still, insurance companies are never going to let go of money with a serious accident unless you have help. That's just the truth. Don't ever try to shop for an attorney and figure out who you should get without talking to him. And one of the only ones that'll talk to you up front, John Fuller, Fuller Law. Call him. Ask him. He'll talk to you about your case free of charge. When you hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. His website is callfuller.com, www.callfuller.com, packed with information. 303-597-4500 is the number, 303-597-4500. So is my daughter. Did you see my daughter up there?
Yeah, she grabbed it.
Wasn't there a TV show where they would build an entire house in a week?
Yeah. Extreme Makeover. Home Edition.
So she's complaining about a I've had it with this girl.
First of all, a wall? I can even fix a wall. I mean, I'm not good at it. I'm not going to say I'm good at it, but I've seen my husband do it. You cut out the
bad part?
Yeah.
Put in new drywall.
Exactly.
Screw it in. Spackle
Exactly.
and paint. Now finding where the leak is coming from, that's the difficult part. So
That's right.
I mean, I'll give you that, but seriously.
And like I said, if the water has affected the studs, you cut out the studs, put in some new studs.
Well, I don't know what the stud is, except
The vertical
really
2x.
good-looking guy.
So what should I tell
The 2x4s behind the wall.
Well, just put both you and...
Oh, that's why my husband never wants me to have a hammer. Because whenever I want to hang something, I'm like, where's the hammer?
All right.
And he basically...
I'm going to try to lead her in.
And he's got something, I think it's called a stud finder.
Yes.
And he has to do that. He's like methodical about it. And I'm like, I just want to hang the damn picture right here.
Right, but it's easy to hang on the studs, then you don't have to worry about a wall anchor, a drywall anchor.
You were talking gibberish,
Yep.
Dragon.
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, he can scratch it out so I'm not tempted to. She says, I don't want you. She says, I'm telling you this stuff because you're nice on the phone and you need to
This ought to be good.
Because they probably have like a PR person.
I'm nervous because you told her not to swear. Oh, crap.
And they had to go through, what is it called?
We had to dump her twice yesterday
FOIA.
morning.
FOIA.
Dogs with
Freedom of
animal.
And she dropped an F-bomb and an S-bomb.
That's right, she cussed
Yeah.
yesterday, too.
We're talking
I was talking to
class.
Dragons.
Who's that?
The dog breeder.
Amber on the line.
From yesterday. This is going to be a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
This could be a good update from both.
Yep. She's going to be confronted with, you lied.
Oh.
Which is
Spoiler
something I
alert.
predicted yesterday, right?
Oh, you got to recap the story. I wasn't here for this one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm interested.
She claimed her car was
No,
stolen.
Nope. I want to hear it on the air.
Okay. Well, hopefully.
Oh, no spoilers.
Hopefully,
No
Tom
spoilers.
has it.
10 seconds.
Fiduciary Advisors, TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Let's talk to Deputy Bo. Deputy Bo, you're on with for this problem with Amber, right?
Yes, for Amber.
And Amber came on yesterday. I'm going to pull up the call here. And, okay, her car was stolen. Her dog and 6 puppies were in the car. And a thief was caught, and the dogs were sent to Riverdale Animal Shelter. Now they're in foster care, and Animal Control says they are on a police hold, and she can't have them. So basically, that's it in a nutshell, right?
Is that correct, Amber?
No, actually, so even though I was told by the animal control that they were under a police hold, when I contacted the Adams County Sheriff's Department, they informed me that since the date of December 2nd, when Officer Ritchie originally obtained custody of my dogs, ever since that date, she had full
Okay.
So
So Amber, right.
responsibility.
And what I said was they're in foster care, and Animal Control said they are on police hold, but it's not true. But okay, so anyway, let's just get to the meat of it.
Right.
That's mine.
So
ahead.
Amber, you did tell us that your car was stolen, and
I did talk to Officer Pordella about this, and the reason why I could not report the car stolen because it wasn't under my name.
okay, so I did make
whose name is the car under?
call.
Let's get to that part.
Okay.
Whose car is it?
It's under a Steve Murray.
It's under a what?
Do you know Steve Murray?
Yeah, is it a friend of yours?
He's not a friend of mine. He's a friend of my friends that I got the vehicle from.
Okay, but in
Okay,
other
but
words,
you
you had.
stated-
But just wait, guys. Just wait. I want to make this clear before we move on. Did you have permission to use the car, Amber?
Yes.
Okay, keep going. Go ahead.
Yes, I've had the car for about a year and a half now.
Okay, go ahead,
I
Bo.
just never got it.
Bo, go ahead.
Okay, and then someone said that the car was stolen, and the Adams County Sheriff couldn't get a hold of the person that stole the car, ran off. And you told us that they would not release the dogs to you till they found, unless you told them who was driving the vehicle.
Yes, that is what Officer Ritchie told me multiple times.
And
She
Bo,
also told my mother
why don't
that.
you just tell
when
us
we
what you
asked her
found
to go
out,
visit
Bo?
the dogs.
Let's just
Okay,
go.
so Amber, I'm just going to cut to the chase. I did make a call to the Adams County Sheriff's Department. I did talk to an officer. She wants to keep her name off the air. This is what happened. They found the dogs in the car. Apparently you or someone was living in the car. When they came up on the vehicle, the dogs were in the back seat with no food and no water, and they were crated. And they seemed yes. And
No,
then
let's just hear you, and then we'll hear her. Go ahead, Bo.
Yeah.
And so they said
and
there
then
was.
They took the dogs because of their malnutrition. They were living in the car. The people are living in the car, so they took the dogs in, and they will not release the dogs.
You mean the people who stole the car were living in it?
No, the car was never. The officer from Adams County told me the car was never ever reported stolen.
Okay. So
they just came up upon the car because
she said the reason it wasn't reported stolen is because it wasn't hers, and she couldn't report it stolen. But here's what I want to know: do you think? Let's just say it like it is, Bo. Do you think Amber said the car was stolen as a way of making up an excuse why the dogs were taken? Tell me what you're saying.
She led me down a path to say the car was stolen, so she could allow me to make calls as a reason to get her dogs back, but that couldn't be anything further from the truth. The car was not stolen.
The car was not stolen, and the cops took the dogs, or the animal control officer took the dogs because they were malnourished and living in the car
and
in
crated.
A kennel.
Yes, and they were crated and they had no food.
So they
or
felt,
water.
okay, so that's why. What they're saying is Amber was not abusing, but neglecting the dogs.
That's why they will not release them, and it's possible they think they might have been doing other things with the dogs.
Well, what does that mean?
Selling them.
Oh, well, okay.
Going
okay.
to
selling them? Is there anything wrong with selling puppies?
Breeding.
Doing what?
Well, she's doing it in a car. You're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a breeding thing. But the bottom line is the car wasn't stolen. There was no one involved there. They came upon the car. They saw people were living in a car for at least a week. They saw the dogs in the back seat being malnutrition, malnourished, so they took the dogs in to protect them.
Okay.
And they're gonna put the dogs in foster care so they can have a better life than being in a car.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Now, I know she's not going to agree with it, but we can't go any further because they're totally saying these dogs were neglected. And by the way, Amber, I'm going to tell you something when it comes
That's not true. That's not true at all. They were not neglected. They were only 2 weeks old, and the only reason why I had them in the car was so that my dog felt comfortable, because when I took her with me to the friend's house that I was at, there was a lot of people there, and I didn't want all those people coming in and out and giving her so much
Why were you transporting dogs in a car to begin with? Why weren't they back home in a warm room in your apartment or house?
Because the place that I live, I don't live just by myself, and it was safer for her to come with me with her puppies.
Who do you live with?
There was also dog food. No, look, check it out. There was dog food and her own water bowl right there in the truck.
Hey, Amber. Listen, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just trying to find out. So, where you live, you don't live alone. What kind of a place do you live in with the dogs if they were to come home?
I live with me and my friends. I don't understand how this has anything to do with them lying to me about whose responsibility it is to allow me to have my dog. Because they went back and forth.
Amber, how many friends?
I don't see how this matters.
It does matter a lot.
This has nothing to do with it.
I think if we ordered the incident report on this case, Amber, it would tell a totally different story.
Bye. That's a signal, people. It's a bomb. We're done. We have no idea what conditions she lives in. And you know what? As amazing as it sounds, that does matter. I think they thought they're doing better for the dogs. Don't you, Bo?
No, I think they're doing some breeding and selling the dogs off.
I think the authorities think they were doing better for the dogs, right, Bo? And you said no.
Yes.
So okay, maybe you misunderstood the question. So in your mind, Bo, the authorities were doing the right thing.
I think they were by taking the dogs out of the car. The officer told me they were in the car for at least 2 weeks. And sorry, I misunderstood your question.
No, that's good.
They
What
took
I'm
them
saying
for
is,
good.
I'm asking you because you investigated. So you feel like, Tom, she's not getting her facts straight, and I think they were actually looking toward the well-being of the dogs.
Absolutely.
And
No
I think
question.
she's upset.
And
You want
that's
to know
why
why I
they're-
think she's
that's-
upset? I'll tell you why I think she's upset. Why do you think? I think she's upset because she can't sell those puppies.
Yeah, that's her revenue stream.
And she was using our show as a ploy to try to get the dogs back.
It would be
I'm
a
sorry.
crime.
Which
It
I'm
would be a
disappointed
crime to
in.
give the dogs back to this woman.
All right.
I mean, we got serious cases. I mean, she lied to us. That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah, the car was stolen. And the guy was apprehended.
Oh, and she doesn't know how the dog got pregnant.
Well.
Yeah, I'm glad they're in foster care.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We got more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
It's an easy drive for your early afternoon with no issues on the interstate. I-25 is moving well in downtown and Thornton. There is a pocket of slow traffic on northbound I-25 around Arapahoe, but nothing too serious. Westbound I-70 is a little slow from Vasquez to Washington. That's due to an earlier accident on the ramp to Washington that has been cleared. And westbound I-270 is heavy as usual from Quebec to York, where you're moving at about 35 miles an hour.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more. All at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Joseph A. Lazara is going to be busy, unfortunately, this month and next month with DUIs. That's a bad thing, by the way. You can avoid DUIs by getting a designated driver. Enough said. If you're ever in trouble and tempers flare during the holidays, people drink during the holidays, people get depressed during the holidays. Look, I'm not making excuses, but I'm going to tell you that beyond a shadow of a doubt, some of you will need a defense attorney. Joe Lazara is someone we've checked out. You never want to hire someone under pressure. He'll give you free initial consultations and then flat rate pricing. Lazzara. Joe Lazara. 303-429-6200. He's on a referral list at referrallist.com.
They said, Tom said goodbye to her. Like right now, I just wanted to cut. But I would have
Well,
heard it.
if she did, I didn't hear it. But he'll do it that quick. You know.
So, yeah, I guess he was going so fast, I got confused with the yes and the no.
I'd say that she did swear. Tom was just, okay, we're done.
Yeah. Maybe leave a little early. Did my case, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said, she lied. Didn't I say she lied to us? I mean, I got other stuff going on. That's what I didn't like about it.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part sometimes. Like you spend some time, you make calls, or trying to do this, and then find out all this was a complete lie.
Well, I believed her yesterday. I was mad, and then they wouldn't call me back, and I had to leave a message, and I thought they were screwing up bad. But this was an Adams County sheriff call because she did have the case numbers. If she would have given me the case.
So are you going to be able to make it tomorrow or not?
Oh, yeah.
What time?
I can't tell you. Whatever she's telling you is totally.
Let me look at tomorrow. Let me look at.
I need to look at my schedule too real quick. So, let's say starting at 11 o'clock. I could be here anytime starting at 11 as long as I leave by 3:30.
Let's do noon.
So make sure I got this right. She says the car was stolen.
I said on the air
Except for when Bo checked on it, the officers say they came upon the car.
So busy this week.
From complaints.
Okay, so then they took the car.
Good kind of busy. Business kind of busy.
Correct.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And Doug.
And she clearly,
Said the car
I
was-
agree with her for the fact that she says she cannot
She
report
couldn't
it
report it
stolen
because
because she's
it
not
wasn't
the
her
owner of the
car.
car.
Right.
The first thing I thought of was, well, maybe
But
if you borrowed the car,
her point of view,
that's who
it
came
could
and
have been stolen
you
because it wasn't where
taking
she
the
left
car
it.
back.
So when she went to
She said
inquire
she
about
had
it,
to
she
have
can't because she's not the owner of the vehicle.
She does, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. It's a great problem.
Slightly wishy-washy. But
This is not your ex-wife bank robber.
the lesbian prostitute bank robber?
Yeah. She actually got away with it, didn't she?
12 robberies, yes. Yes,
Yes.
they did. And then
Yes.
they got caught in the 13th one, which was, in fact, the night of our youngest son's birthday.
There you go. So she got away with it
Until she didn't.
until she didn't.
Yeah.
God's sake.
Okay.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's go back to Jordan Cano. We're here to help you. Jordan, let's summarize what we've been talking about. I'm going to let you go. What do you want people to know?
Yeah, mainly the thing is just helping people turn on income. You hit on this great on the show, and that's what we focus on, is just becoming income specialists for anybody who has an IRA, a 401k, or money that's just not performing the way they're looking at in the market, and they're sick of that risk. That's what we specialize in, is getting you money that you can count on month in and month out for the rest of your life there, long-term care benefits built in for the what-ifs, and of course, and if there's any money left on the table when we graduate and pass away to the next world there, that money goes to your loved ones. That is who we are in a nutshell. It's mymoneymyway.com showing you just how to turn your money on.
All right, fine. Someone wants to know, if you got into an annuity for some reason and needed to get out of it, what are the different options if you needed cash?
Great question. So with any annuity and with most counsel of that sort, you have up to 10% you could take out at any given moment. And they call those the penalty-free withdrawals. Now, anybody that needs more money than that, they need to cash out 100%. And if in those years that have been past the maturity, well, they can cash that money out. If they're in those early years, though, this is where, kind of echoes that point that these products, they're meant to turn income on. They're meant to give you a payout. Now, if you're going to cash them out early, then these might not be the right products for you. But for people who have that 401k they built up, then you can cash them out once you've hit that maturity for the bonus and all that.
Because there's a penalty period, so to speak, that phases out.
Correct. Every year, and as Mark has said in the past too, you get an upfront bonus. One of the incentives right now is up to a 15% bonus, and that money grows with the day one. And every year, 10% of it's yours each year. But if you cash out early, they got to recoup some of that benefit back. Otherwise, heck, you and I would be in Tahiti.
So how long is that phasing out? 7 years?
Yeah, 7 to 10. There's some companies out there that we don't deal with that we've heard even 14 to 20 on some of those annuities that we don't really prefer or talk about. But for products like this, these are designed to just give you steady growth, steady income, and something you can count on without the risk of it dropping down if there's a market crash or anything of that sort.
Okay, someone wants to know. They texted me. And by the way, it's they're texting my number 747-999-5280. They want to know, what is the limit and time limit on the annuity for nursing homes? I don't know what that means. The money limit and the time limit. Is there a ceiling? What and when can you use it if you have long-term care riders?
Yeah, so basically, once you get to age 60 and up, the companies allow you to be able to have that option to turn it on. Now, as far as the limit, these products, they're just additional benefits. So they're not going to possibly cover everything, but they're just going to be 2 times whatever the monthly payout would be. So if somebody's going to get, let's say, $3,000 a month because they're turning on their income, but all of a sudden they need a nursing home or somebody in their house to help take care of them, well, they would double that, pay $6,000 a month for the remainder of their life.
And is that only after
only
after you're eligible for income, or is that early if you needed nursing care?
It is early, but 60 is the cutoff for the starting point, which is pretty normal for all long-term care.
So once you reach 60, you're eligible for the long-term care rider.
Correct. And then, and for people who have that need, most people need it in their later 70s, but the point is that you're able to turn that income on. And if you're in a nursing home or a facility in your house with somebody taking care of you, well, then that's where they will double your monthly payout.
And then, okay, got it. So you can get that out double if you have the nursing home rider and you need a nursing home. And then, is there a time limit as to how long you can stay in there?
The dollar limit is the point. So they're just giving you that dollar in payout, which again, if we're talking about $6,000 a month in that example, that's not going to be the one that pays enough to cover a full long-term care facility.
No,
correct?
I understand that. It's a payout. I get it. But do they limit the time? Yeah. Or is it for the rest of your life? Can you get that double the rest of your life?
Right. For each person, each company is different. But the majority of the time, it's going to be until the account value, gets up to that age 100.
Okay, got it. I get it. Okay, cool. 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Yeah, sometimes I don't understand. I mean, seriously, I don't. I want the nuances explained. You did a good job on it. So basically, do you recommend does the long-term care rider cost extra in fees for that?
No, so the fee that is built in, especially with the one company we use, that 15% bonus, their fee is 0.1% a year. And so with that, that's less than, we're not talking about 1%, we're talking about 0.1%. That includes the long-term care rider, that includes the bonus, that includes that income step up, the guaranteed size. So that's all part of that, which is a minuscule amount, but
no, it is. So let me ask you this then. It does include a cost of living adjustment?
You can have that, yes. So that is additional riders. That would cost more if you're going to add on a cost of living and have a step up on your income, but they are available. It just really depends on the person's situation.
How much would a cost of living increase your fee, approximately?
That's one that's, I'll be honest, that's one that's just different for each company, but I've seen them, of 0.5%, maybe up to 1%.
Got it.
And that's why people, when they look at the numbers, they got to see that.
Right,
right.
To see if it's worth that's what you do. You kind of do a bunch of comparisons.
Right, and make the best bang for everybody's buck. That's the idea, is get everybody the highest payout they can get, and then, of course, with us laddering them and doing a strategy of that sort, some people might not want to put the cost of living on there because then they have 2 or 3 annuities that they can let 2 continue to grow and turn the income on one and then turn the second one on, turn the third one on to avoid that fee.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. More right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Traffic is light and moving well throughout the city and into high country. There are no slow spots on northbound or southbound I-25 anywhere around the metro. I-70 has no delays from E-470 over to C-470 and to the west. I-76, I-225, and the Boulder Turnpike all look good. Westbound I-270 is a little heavy from Quebec to York, and there was an accident on westbound Arapahoe at Aurora Parkway, causing slight delays there.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
All right. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and I hope you never need him. What I love about John is if you do need him, you don't have to hire him to glean his information and wisdom. He's one of the few attorneys that talks to you up front before you hire him, or even if you hire someone else. Now, here's what happens. You can call John at the first sign of trouble after an accident. He'll give you advice free of charge. He'll go over it, tell you what the case is worth, how to collect, and what your next steps should be. If you decide to retain John Fuller, it's on a percentage fee basis for when he wins. And you can call him at any time because you get his cell phone number after that. John Fuller. And what I love is he's available right now. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. The website, callfuller.com.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Investment.
No problem.
I blame Kelly.
Yeah. Mimosa.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you can certainly email us. help@troubleshooter.com. We do have Jordan Quijano on from Become the Banker. Did you have a question? Did you want to have a question for him? Okay, what is your name, sir?
Steve.
Hold on. Kind of a dick.
Meh.
Well, this is a good one to end on.
Oh, man. Okay.
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 Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
If anybody bought any gift from Staples, I'd kick the shit out of my family.
I bought you a stapler from Staples. I guess I'll take it back.
You would get the shit kicked out of you. It's like the one year my husband got me a printer.
That's right up your alley.
Now, mind you, I'm a pain in the ass. I don't like
yes,
jewelry.
You can stop there. Nope.
I don't like jewelry. I
Anything.
don't like bacon. I don't like most food.
You don't even like flowers.
I don't like flowers.
See? Are we sure you're even human?
But the fact that he got me a printer was like, really? But he did say, and I do quote, "You don't like flowers. You don't like jewelry. You don't like this. Blah, 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 blah."
He said, blah, 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 blah?
Yes.
I believe it.
Yes, he did.
This is a direct quote.
Like that guy who the couch that's missing parts and can't be repaired. You can notify the seller of the product that you're revoking your acceptance of it. And they're under both Colorado Code Title 4.
Wait. So when you buy something, you can just return it.
Yes.
Under any.
Well, it has to be unfit for its original purpose,
okay.
right?
Yeah, for its intended.
Yeah, for its intended purpose. So even if the seller if they say, "Oh no, it's we don't do refunds, whatever," you can force them to do it by using one or both of these bodies of law.
I need to know more about it.
Okay, it's a fascinating.
I've read the whole damn thing.
I've read both the federal and the state.
And so, what would be something? Give me an example of something. No.
Well, this guy's couch, right? So he spent an amazing $12 grand on it. It's not what he was promised. If Lazy Boy refuses to issue him a refund, he can follow this procedure to submit
10 seconds.
Revocation of acceptance.
On the iHeartRadio app. Just tap, record, and send. All within the app.
Get out there and be heard.
To Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here at Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Greg, what's going on, Greg?
Sir.
Yes, what's happening?
I had a question, and I'm in and out listening to your program at different times, but I'm trying to figure out why would I do an annuity versus doing something like the Vestera program?
Well, they're two completely different things, and you wouldn't. And now, in an ideal world, Greg, in an ideal world, I say there's room for different investments in your portfolio, right? Like a regular stock or a regular investment fund. I say stock, but I mean investment fund, maybe an annuity as you get older, and then Vestera for sure. But there's not one or the other. But I assure you, if you speak to Barry Miller at Vestera Turnkey, he'll tell you Vestera is the way to go. And it will create income and equity growth and capital gains, which is income, which is good. If you talk to Jordan and Joe Chiano at mymoneymyway.com, they're going to tell you a fixed indexed annuity is the way to go because it's security and and income. So it really, and actually, if you talk to me at Wave 8 Wealth Management, I'm going to tell you that they're all good for different times and different purposes. So there really isn't an easy answer like that.
I'm 68 years old.
You're 68.
Okay, I'm 68 years old, and based on that, what do you think?
Well, there's a lot more I want to ask. First of all, okay, you're 68. Do you own a home?
Yes.
Is it paid for?
No, I still have $200,000 I owe in the home.
What's the equity in it?
It's assessed at $1 million.
Okay, good equity. Do you have good income or are you retired?
No, still working. Between my wife and I, we make about $90,000 a year.
Okay. In savings, just straight cash savings, what do you have?
We've got about $30,000 in cash savings. Cash.
Okay. What do you have as far as high interest debt?
Just the home. I mean, high interest, nothing.
Okay,
we
good.
pay off our credit cards.
Good.
The cars are paid for.
Excellent, Greg. Excellent. What do you have for investable money in addition to the 30 grand in cash?
Sitting in 401ks right now, I've got about $500,000.
Okay, and you're 68. Okay, and then what else? Is that it?
other than the home, that's about it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I don't know what your health is or your time horizon, but you could easily, first of all, with the 401k, you can't convert that into Vestera Turnkey to do those rentals. You can't do that unless you went through.
Yeah, it's pre-tax. All my money in the 401ks is pre-tax.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I can't.
So it's
can't
called.
do that
Wait.
unless I take them.
It's called qualified money. So with qualified money,
right,
what you can't do is convert it to Vestera unless you do it through a qualified intermediary, which you can do through us at Wave 8 Wealth Management. Literally, we do that. We have intermediaries who take qualified money for investment accounts or for Vestera Turnkey or for whatever qualified investment there is. However, with Joe and Jordan, you could literally turn the whole thing over to an annuity if you wanted to. I don't know if I would recommend that you do all of it. You could do some in an annuity and put some in a really good managed account to make money and then turn that over later on.
Different bucket.
Yeah. Or
the other thing.
Go ahead.
The only other thing is I also have started to take my Social Security. So I've got about $3,300 coming in a month on Social Security.
Okay, that's really good too. Again, the answer is going to be the same. I don't think you put anything into one bucket yet. You're not old enough. But I don't think you should play with your qualified money with a qualified intermediary because there's too many fees. Hang on. Kelly will get your number and we will pass it on, okay? I'm Tom Martino.
Follow Tom Martino.
All right, you're clear, buddy.
Okay,
Real
hold
Tom
on a second.
Martino.